How did we get here? How did we get here? What in the Alice in Wonderland nightmares is going on right now? All I can say is how fucking dare you?
If you voted for that man, if you voted for anybody other than Kamala, and you live in one of the states that it was, close, or if you didn't vote, fuck you.
The best is yet to come.
I chose family. I chose women. I chose America. I love you.
How the fuck is this still happening? All I've ever known politically is hatred.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with you. I'm done with you and your mother and your sister. I'm just done with all of this.
It's the biggest red wave I've seen since Ronald Reagan's 49-state victory.
There were appeals to racism in this campaign, and there is racial bias in this country, and there is sexism in this country.
I can't help but wonder if the American people have given up on democracy.
I hear what you're saying, and I do see it differently because I'm thinking about the people who are not a part of anybody's elite, who are hurting tonight.
If she were a 6'4" white man from Arkansas or from, Florida, do you think she would be losing by that much?
I think that we've got to be honest. Among Hispanic men and black men, there's a lot of misogyny.
There are African-American women who know a little bit about being talked down to, and know a little bit about having their economic dreams crushed, who tried to dream a big dream over the past couple months.
It's not enough to get enough white women to vote for Vice President Harris, a fellow woman. This will be the second opportunity that white women in this country have to change the way that they interact with the patriarchy.
There's misogyny. But it's not just misogyny from white men. Mm-hmm. It's misogyny from Hispanic men.
Right.
It's misogyny from black men.
And tonight they're trading in a lot of hope for a lot of hurt. And they were hoping that maybe this time, one of their own could be seen as worthy.
Things we've all been talking about, who do not want a woman leading them. Might be race issues with Hispanics. They don't want a black woman as president of the United States.
To all the pollsters, the election pollsters, blow me. I don't ever want to from you again, ever.
People who said that he was a Hitler lover weren't Democrats, they were Republicans. People who said that he was a fascist weren't Democrats, they were Republicans who worked for him.
Sorry to keep you waiting. Complicated business. Complicated.
What's up, everyone? Welcome into CobraCast 199. I am your host, Jeremy Prime, Mage of the 199. And I am happy to see all of you here tonight. And no, that is not the new intro. The new intro won't fully be complete until Inauguration Day, because if you remember, the old intro finishes off with the inauguration of President Trump. So we're going to have a lot of new kind of memes. That was stuff that was spliced together, that I spliced together. And we've got some stuff we're working on. So how's everybody doing today? Hope everybody is having a great day. There's a lot of information right now. And one of those pieces of information is that it looks like, and again, this is just being reported from the New York Times right now, but it looks like Marco Rubio is set to be named Secretary of State by President Trump. I am not happy about that. As I say right there, please no, we don't want Marco Rubio. Marco Rubio is garbage. And so I don't like that pick at all. We'll see if that actually is, official or whatever. I mean, there's been a lot of reporting out there. If this is Trump's pick, this is definitely a miss. But he's been on fire with his picks, and we're going to talk about all of that. So we'll see. I'm not saying I believe it yet, because the New York Times is not a trustworthy outlet at all. So let's just be clear about that. But that's just what the New York Times is reporting as it stands right now. So we shall see what happens with that. But there's a lot. I mean, Chris Wallace is quitting CNN. And apparently Chris Wallace wants to get into the podcasting game. Yeah, that's right. This Chris Wallace right here. Let's listen to Chris Wallace, who's quitting CNN to get into podcasting.
We have the 7th highest mortality rate in the world. Our mortality rate is higher than Brazil. It's higher than Russia. And the European Union has us on a travel ban.
Yeah, I think what we'll do, well, we have them on a travel ban too, Chris. I closed them off. If you remember, I was the one that did the European Union very early. But when you talk about mortality rates, I think it's the opposite. I think we have one of the lowest mortality rates in the world. We're going to take a look.
We had 900 deaths on a single day.
We will take a look.
This week.
Ready?
You can check it out.
Could you please get me the mortality rate?
Yeah.
Kaylee's right here. I heard we had one of the lowest, maybe the lowest mortality rate anywhere in the world. You have the numbers, please? Because I heard we had the best mortality rate.
The case rate of similarly situated countries, as Dr. Burks points out, and this is
number one low mortality rate. I hope you show this in there because it shows what fake news is all about. Okay,
I don't think I'm fake news, but we'll put our stats on.
You said we had the worst mortality rate.
I love the MAGA King, baby. I love the MAGA King. I love that he's back. Just like this clown just lying. Trump didn't even know that was happening. And Trump just like, do we have the paperwork right here? Like, you're lying. You're literally lying right here in front of me. He didn't even know it was happening, and he has to ask his people, bring me the paperwork right now. So, you know, that's happening. But yeah, so apparently, let me move this out of the way. Apparently, Chris Wallace right here, CNN to quit, Chris Wallace to quit CNN as he apparently seems to think the mainstream media is dying. Says he's thinking about getting into podcasting. Wallace told the Daily Beast that streaming and podcasting is where the action seems to be. Not for you, Chris Wallace. It's not for you. This is the first time in 55 years I've been between jobs. I'm actually excited and liberated by that, Wallace said. Wallace, who has beef with Tucker Carlson, appears to be inspired by Tucker's success away from the mainstream media. Wallace signed a 3-year contract with CNN in 2021 after leaving Fox News. Chris Wallace and mainstream media people in general, you have to understand that the reason that podcasting and independent media is on the rise is because of one thing and one thing only: authenticity. That's it. People appreciate authenticity. You're not authentic at all. You're not authentic in any way, shape, or form. Nobody's going to care about you. You're going to be completely irrelevant. And that's fine. It just shows, like, the fact that he says that, it just shows that Tucker Carlson didn't quit Fox because he felt like, well, this seems to be where all the action is. He was fired. They fired Tucker Carlson. So Tucker's like, okay, I'll just do my own thing. So there we go. These people are insane. This is hilarious. So yes, Chris Wallace, please feel free to get right into podcasting. I'm sure that's going to go great for you. Okay. I'm sure that's going to go absolutely fantastic for you. We also have this. First, let me get a couple of these super chats real quick. We got Kevin for 50. Justice for Bieber. I'm not saying the rest. What's up, Kevin? With a 50. We've got, where's it at? Axel Jensen says LFG 3.5 hours to go. Yes, that was earlier. I did set the stream up early. Mr. Bentham says, don't let Jeremy gaslight us. He promised FatCon. I don't know what you're talking about. Dayon says, Jergay, if you get the chance to watch Initial D Trump 2024, it's got some 4chan memes and meltdowns. Hell yes, I will check that out. Jay Frazier for 10 says, Hail MAGA and the 199. Jeremy, I recommended an 11-minute roast of John Rocha on Joe, you know what? Mr. Grizzy Live, and it's titled Woke Lunatic Rage Quits Election Night Live Stream, and has a meltdown on Twitter. Jay Frazier, you must be reading my mind, because I have that video pulled up. and it's glorious. And we are certainly going to react to that. Listen, no bullshit. Here it is right here. I have it pulled up. You read my mind. There it is. We're going to react to it. Oh, it's one of the best meltdowns. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's great. I love it. I can't wait to show you guys this meltdown. And shout out to Mr. Grizzy. He does great work kind of compiling a lot of these lunatics. We're going to react to that very, very soon. So, yeah, you read my mind. We've got Kevin Hunt's at 50. Jesse MacArthur with 5 gifted memberships. Let's go. AOE2 Freak says Trump is the MAGA king. Congrats, man. It's been so fun following you these past few years. Thank you. I appreciate that. 8 o'clock says great new intro, Jeremy. Love it. Yeah, we'll probably run that one a few times. It's really good. Bloodhaven 86 says, I'm a chief petty officer in the U.S. Navy. I'm gay and don't believe in God, but I voted for Trump because I'm not fucking dumb and want to afford living. I believe in MAGA and the USA. Hail the 199. That's what's up right there. Hey, man, normal, logical thinking people are supporting Donald Trump, and that's really all that comes down to. Normal, logical thinking people. Kevin Hunts for 50 says black men were the worst for the election. Black woke women, the worst. So hang on. Black women were the worst for the election. Black woke women, the worst. Listen, there is so much identity politics right now, and you're going to hear it in the woke meltdown that we're going to react to here in just a minute with John Rocha. They're eating each other alive right now over all of this. It's glorious. Mike Noss for 50 says a 50 for a Trump victory. A big thanks to the entire Geeks and Gamers crew for fighting the woke lunacy in the entertainment and support of President Trump. Big things are far from over, but this is only the beginning. Let's make America great again. Hail the 199. Thank you so much. And yeah, man, I am so happy and excited. Yes, I can criticize the Marco Rubio the decision if that is, in fact, an official discussion. I can criticize that because I love Donald Trump. I'm a huge Trump supporter. It doesn't mean that I'm just going to fall in line on anything. Like, I know all of MAGA is kind of like behind Rick Scott right now for Senate Majority Leader. I'm not a big fan of Rick Scott. Now, if you want to ask me if Rick Scott is the better of the 3 choices, I mean, I've had to look into Cornyn and Thune because I wasn't overly familiar with these guys. These guys are a disaster, by the way. So, yes, Rick Scott is 100% a better choice than those 2. My question is, why is that the only 3 choices we have? I don't think Rick Scott is actually a good choice. He's the best of the 3. But why is that the only 3 we have? That's what I don't understand. But, you know, it is what it is. So we'll see what happens. Donald Trump has a lot of tough decisions to make. We are not, as MAGA supporters, going to agree with every decision he makes, but his borders is an alpha mega Chad that we're going to talk about here in just a minute, because that guy's an alpha mega Chad. Let's see. 99 Kresnik says, not to spoil things, but the Kamala team is pushing for participation trophy by having Biden step down and letting her be the 47th first female president. Never interrupt an enemy when they are making a mistake. Yes, that is true. And listen, I'll just say this. Let me go back over to this feed right here. Here's what you got to understand. And all I'll say is, how could you be frustrated with Joe Biden? Ladies and gentlemen, I don't understand this. All right. Joe Biden is clearly fit to be president. He's clearly fit in every way, shape, or form, because this is Joe Biden right here. Okay. So, I mean, listen, the man is clearly in shape. Okay. This man, he looks like he pooped his pants. Why is he walking in the sand at this point? He's trying too hard. Oh, it's not over. It's not.
Mr. President!
Just a word.
Mr. President, what are you going to say to Trump on Wednesday?
He's barely making it, bro. He's barely making it.
Mr. President, what are you going to talk with?
You know, how you're playing a video game and your character, you know, like if you're playing like a multiplayer game like Call of Duty and your character just kind of like gets tired from running because the sprint's out. That's what his whole entire walk looked like. So do I think they're actually going to get rid of him and put her in the 47th president position? I don't. I do think that idea is out there, but I don't think they're going to do that. I really don't. I can't truly see that. If that happens, man, we're in bad shape. Then you got this one right here. Joe Biden is asked, is Trump still a threat to democracy? His response, I'm going to see him on Wednesday. An admission that Democrats were lying the whole time.
Trump's still a threat to democracy.
What? What? How do you say this man is literally Hitler? How do you say that he's all of these horrible things? And now you're like, yeah, we're going to meet and have fun and shake hands. It's going to be great. We're going to have ice cream together. This man, this is insane. What a disaster. What an absolute disaster. It's an embarrassment. It certainly is an embarrassment. No doubt about it. And we are where we are. It's not going to get any better. It's only going to get worse. Let's see here. There was, now we did have we've had a lot of good news actually, but right here, Republicans officially retained control of the House, giving the GOP a trifecta, control of both chambers of Congress and the presidency. So Donald Trump is now going to have all the power in the world. I can't imagine what it's like right now with all of the tough decision making that's going on with him and the people that are trying to get in position to be in his administration. He is more powerful now than he has ever been. And this is not, if you recall, like this is the same thing that happened in 2016. They had control of the House and the Senate as Trump walks in, but that's a whole different ball game because Trump didn't have the team, the experience, and the decision making that he has now. So now with Trump having all the power and the advantage, and he has a better understanding of Washington now, it's a whole different ball game. So truly like next level stuff that's happening. And we're seeing a lot of complaints about Elon Musk, and we're going to get into all of that as well. But right here, and I just saw this happen. Oprah Winfrey says she won't discuss the 2024 election before shutting down reports that she was paid $1 million by the Harris campaign. According to the Washington Examiner, Harris paid Oprah Winfrey's Harpo Productions $1 million on October 15th. The payment came after Oprah hosted a town hall event for Harris in September. Oprah also appeared at Harris' final rally before Election Day, where she called on people to vote for healing over hate. Here we go right here.
Hey, Oprah, good morning. How are you, darling? You're looking very good. How do you think the election went?
Not talking about the election. Thank you very much.
I don't want to talk about the election. You could just shut the fuck up about the election when you thought that you were pushing Kamala Harris's bullshit. But now that the American people have spoken, now you don't want to have a discussion about it. Well, Oprah, let me introduce you to what literally every person thinks about you and every other celebrity. No, we don't want you talking about politics, but you decided to run your mouth about politics. You decided to run your mouth and spew your nonsense. And now that the American people have spoken, and Donald Trump wins in a landslide. Now you don't want to talk about it anymore.
Good. How do you think the election went?
Not talking about the election. Thank you very much.
Oh, is it true that they paid you $1 million for the endorsement for Kamala?
Not true.
Not true. Okay.
I was paid nothing ever.
What do you think about all the celebrities with their mass exodus?
I'm not talking about
Do you think Prince Harry's gonna lose his visa now that Trump's president? Thank you, Oprah. Hey, Oprah.
I love it. I love it. This is what winning looks like right here, ladies and gentlemen. This is what winning looks like, and it's absolutely glorious. You deserve it, Oprah. You deserve to be criticized and to be shamed because of all of the lies and the bullshit that you spread. And I hope that she never is able to escape her endorsement of Kamala Harris, just like every other celebrity out there. It should follow them forever. Every celebrity that got paid by the Harris campaign and promoted this bullshit and lied about President Trump, they should never escape it. It should follow them forever. I can't stand these people. I can't stand these elite pieces of shit. So that is awesome to watch right there. Awesome indeed. Love Dog says, let's see, Tom Homan is pissed off. He's going to be an absolute beast on immigration. Oh yeah, and we're going to talk about that. I can't wait. Thank you for the 20. AOE2 Freak says the fact that it's come out, Democrats had to pay for celeb endorsements. LOL. This is a Republican gold mine. It is so freaking great, dude. I can't tell you how much I'm loving this. Oogie V2 for 20 on Rumble says, thank you, veterans and families USA. Thank you and happy Veterans Day to all of the veterans out there. Absolutely. And thank you for the $20 super chat. Jeremy the Cyborg says, my local dentist is awesome. They gave me veterans free dental for Veterans Day. Hell yes. Hail to the veterans. Salute to the veterans. That is awesome. Okay, we have to watch this meltdown right here. So again, Mr. Grizzy live, and Eric K. I don't know if you have Eric or Cam Man, but you get it to his main channel, Mr. Grizzy, and his live channel. This is glorious right here. Okay, this is like legendary stuff. Now, just to paint the picture for all of you really quick, this is the person we're going to be reacting to is a man named John Rocha. John Rocha, the outlaw John Rocha. He's a tough guy, everybody. He wears a cowboy hat. He is a movie pundit, basically an online woke movie critic. He's a psychopath. He's been a psychopath for a long time, and he hates Donald Trump. He hates Trump so much. And this is his election night live stream meltdown, okay? He is a cuck. He is an absolute cuck. This guy is pathetic. All right. So Mr. Grizzy puts a great compilation here together, and we're going to react to it. So make sure you go over, check out his channel. He has a lot of these good kind of breakdowns of woke weirdos, these woke Star Wars fans and all that. This is great right here. Here we go.
So a lot of you have been asking me for some election night meltdown videos of some of the woke freaks that I cover here on the channel. And guess what? I got one for you. Our boy John Rocha, I know, what a shock, right? Rage quit his live stream before the state of Georgia was even called by the major networks, and then vented out the rest of his frustrations hilariously on Twitter. All right, now let's take a look at some of the funniest parts of all this. It all started with someone in his chat, because as we all know, John Rocha gets very triggered by people in his own chat. Joshua here correctly predicts that Trump will win by a landslide, and that we would know the result of the election overnight, which we did. But this made Johnny Boy here very angry.
Joshua, what are you talking about? Looks like Trump will win by a landslide. It's like we will know tonight. No, you won't, Joshua. Jesus, this is what I mean. This is what I mean. A MAGA, low information, low educated voter comes in, pushes nonsense because why? My McDonald's filled gut tells me this. And so you are not a political analyst in any way, shape, or form, Joshua. There's no way you're a political analyst.
You're not a political pundit. You're not a political analyst. There's no way Donald Trump's winning in a landslide because I live in California and I live in my bubble.
Oh, this is so good. This is so good.
In shape or form when you're looking at the situation, because nothing has turned. Nothing has turned. No state has been flipped.
So at this point, I believe North Carolina had been called. Trump was up big in Georgia, up big in all the swing states, except for maybe one. But Joshua here apparently doesn't know what he's talking about, even though he was 100% correct.
And again, here's an ignorant statement from Scott Summers. I didn't say all Trump supporters. See, this is the thing that's a problem with a lot of you. If I attack one person, I'm not attacking you all. For God's sake, what is wrong with you guys? Like, this is the situation. I'm attacking him.
I am enjoying this way too much. I have been waiting for 4 years for this. I have been waiting for woke lunatics like this to be completely exposed, for their bubble to be popped. This leftist bubble that they live in, where they think that the entire country represents them. And the reality of it is the entire country hates your guts. They can't stand you. You are on the wrong side of history. And seeing this is enjoy these next few months, everybody. Enjoy it. Because we're never going to see anything like it again. It is awesome. Oh, this is great.
I'm calling him out. I'm not calling you out. Stop taking things personally. You know, what's wrong with you?
All right, we're going to put a pin in that statement because he's going to completely contradict himself later on.
Because MAGA voters ignore the racism, ignore the sexism, ignore the facts that he calls Pelosi a bitch, calls Kamala Harris trash.
Wow, so it's okay for Biden to call Trump voters trash, but it's not okay to call Kamala Harris trash. Funny how that works, isn't it?
I will say this because we gotta call it like it is. We can't just be an echo chamber here, guys. So let me say this right now. I'm a supporter of President Trump. I think President Trump is going to be the greatest president of all time. I think he's going to make America great again. I think he's going to save the world. With that said, he should not have called Kamala Harris trash. We've got to be honest about this. He should not have called Kamala Harris trash. We have to have more respect for trash. We should never compare trash to Kamala Harris. It's disrespectful to trash. So I hope that President Trump will apologize to trash, because we should never make that comparison again. Trash deserves so much more respect. Trash should never, ever be compared to Kamala. So President Trump, I think you need to dial back the rhetoric a little bit, and I think you need to respect trash a little more. Okay, there we go.
Also, when did Trump call Harris trash? I feel like if that actually happened, I would have heard about it every day on the mainstream.
I don't remember that happening either, to be fair. But he has called her low IQ. He's called her stupid. He's called her a lot of things. I don't actually remember him calling her trash.
Media for weeks.
You are fake news.
The fact that they made fun of Latinos, made fun of Puerto Ricans, make fun of black people.
And then what happened? Oh, wait, that's right. They turned out for Trump in significantly higher margins than they did in 2020. But that's okay. We don't have to talk about that.
Calls Democrats.
Holy crap. Drinky Crow for $500. Cobra Commander crushing. Hail D-Day Cobra. I bet 10,000 on Trump to win and the popular vote. Woo! $500. Are you kidding me? And I know you did, because you texted me when you bet on Trump. Looks like you're looking pretty good right now, huh? Looks like you're looking pretty good. Holy crap.
Vile calls them demonic, says they're trying to sink the country.
And Democrats do the same exact thing, call him things just as bad, if not worse. Hitler, a Nazi, a fascist, but that's okay. We don't have to talk about that either.
Posts pictures of Latino gang members and saying these will be the new heads of your apartment buildings if you vote in Kamala.
I want you to think about the fact that he's claiming that the Trump administration and MAGA voters were disrespectful towards Latinos. Remember that as this video continues, because as I've told you so many times, it's always projection. It's always projection with leftist people. They have to project over and over again. They will accuse you of the thing that they are guilty of. That's what they do because they're very insecure people. So that's what's happening right here.
So, yeah.
Wow. So the problem is not the fact that this is actually happening. The problem is that Trump is talking about it and blaming Democrats for it. It truly is like medically fascinating how these people think, like from a mental health perspective.
If you ignore all of that, vote for Trump, fuck yeah, I'm going to attack you. Fuck yeah, because something's wrong with your soul that you think this man is a good man that you should represent or follow. And if you can ignore that, what kind of person are you? So yeah, I'm going to attack you.
Oh, look at me. I'm shaking in my little space boots.
So some time passes. The result is becoming more and more obvious. Turns out Joshua was correct. And John Rocha has a bit of a moment here. He like completely shuts down for like 30 to 40 seconds, and it's absolutely hilarious.
Oh, well, we will see. We will see. It won't be a landslide, buddy boy. Keep thinking that, though. Have another beer. Yeah.
Not the shit talker you were a few minutes ago, huh?
Gwinnett County.
Think of your fellow man, lend him a helping hand, put a little love in you.
This goes on for quite a while, but eventually he realizes it's time to quit the stream 3 to 4 hours prior to the election being called.
Yeah, let me get out of here. I love you guys. Thank you, Corny K6. We love you, Rocha.
He's
Go with Lady Aloe. Yeah, I should, man. I got to get on out of here.
What a fucking bitch. Am I right?
Now, some of you might be thinking, come on, Mr. Grizzy. Yeah, that was funny, but that wasn't much of a rage quit. Well, be patient. Be patient. What we just watched was him bottling up the anger, and we all know what happens when you do that.
Just bottles up the anger, and then eventually you blow.
And that began on Twitter, so we're going to head over there right now. All right, so
oh boy, here we go. So remember, he accused the Trump administration of attacking Latinos, okay? Being racist. Okay, he accused the Trump fans and Trump supporters and Trump himself of attacking Latinos and attacking minorities and all that shit, remember? Because again, projection, it's always projection. It always is. This is how these people operate every single time, okay? And if you're just tuning in, we are looking at a video from a woke lunatic in the movie sphere that he's a woke movie critic is what he is. And he hates Donald Trump and he hates Trump supporters and he hates MAGA and he is obsessed with identity politics within movies. He's one of these weirdos. And he is really having a rough go of it because he's realized that MAGA is more popular than it's ever been. Donald Trump is more popular than he's ever been. And he is on the wrong side of history right now. And this is how these woke lunatics operate, where they realize that their whole worldview is breaking right in front of them. And they can't do anything about it. You have been living a lie. You've been pushing lies. You've been listening to lies. You have poisoned your own mind and you've poisoned other people's minds. And that's the reality that they are all facing right here, right now. And they deserve to be miserable because they have actively went out there and spread all of this bullshit because they didn't want to do the slightest bit of research because their TDS would not allow it.
Rocha was able to keep in check his frustrations because I'm pretty sure he knows that I am watching. But the meltdown commenced on Twitter, and his target was Latino and Hispanic men. He says in a tweet here, as a Latino and a Latino son of immigrants, let me tell you that there is a deep misogyny amongst Latino men and some women towards women. And there's a strong racist streak towards Black people within our community, not to mention a confounding hatred of other Latino immigrants, even if they are immigrants themselves. So yes, the economy might have been part of it, but the misogyny and racism, I got mine, send the others back. I assume that's a quote. That's the mindset of the Hispanic and Latino men that voted for Trump, were bigger factors along with the religious aspect when it comes to abortion. You know, Rocha, maybe these male Latinos are voting Trump not just because of, the economy, social issues. Maybe they're voting for him because they don't want to be associated with left-wing lunatics like you.
You're offended by showing a threesome to a child. If it was a man and a woman kissing, you wouldn't have turned it. What's the difference?
Yes, clearly it's the Latino male Trump supporters who are the completely messed up individuals, right? Not Johnny Boy here. By the way, hit the thumbs up button if you think that John Rocha needs to take a seat with Chris Hansen after that last clip.
Do it.
And moving on now, he continues his assault against Latinos. My Latino people can be an arrogant people with a good portion of us who would rather join the white ruling class than be lumped in.
This fucking my Latino people can be an arrogant people. Shut the fuck up. You're not some leader of anything. People can be whatever the fuck they want to be, and they can act however they want to fucking act. This nonsense about my Latino people, he's already speaking as that he has control over Latino people. My Latino people can be an arrogant people. Nobody fucking talks like this. Who the hell talks like this? It sounds like you're trying to be like a movie character right now. Jesus.
And with black people and people of color. Remember earlier how he said that he wasn't talking about all Trump voters when he was yelling at that guy in his chat?
If I attack one person, I'm not attacking you all. For God's sakes, what is wrong with you guys?
And here he is saying that all Latino Trump voters don't like being lumped in with black people and people of color. Here's another one. Check this one out. Look at the voting numbers here. Latino men voted for the white male Democrat in larger numbers than the black female Democrat. I know analysts need to validate their pay by conducting reasons for why it went down like this, but it's misogyny and racism, y'all. Case closed. So what's he upset about here? He is upset about Latino men voting their interests, voting for their economic security. But rather than talk about that and have a discussion, nope, they are racist and misogynist. Here's another funny one. I've lost over 100 followers yesterday with my anti-Trump posts. Oh, really? I wonder why. I bet most of them were Latino men. Perhaps some are people who left X in defiance of a creepy and corrupt Elon Musk. To them, I say, I get it, and I may follow you out soon. Well, don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. To those who unfollowed me because they love Trump, fuck you and good riddance. By the way, all the tweets I've just read to you occurred within 12 hours of when the live stream we covered earlier ended. Here's him quote tweeting someone else. Why do so many white women hate black women? A valid question. So now it's white women's fault as well. White women are racist. All right, so another day goes by and he continues
This is insanity, dude. These people have lost their fucking minds. And we knew this was going to happen. What did I say? The only thing that would top the 2016 freakout meltdown is the 2024. That's it. That's the only thing. And it's not going away. They're going to continue to spew all of this hatred towards everyone. Remember, it used to just be white men. It used to just be white men. Now they're going after white women. Essentially, the only group they can't go after is black women right now. That's the only group that they can't go after. So they're going after Latinos. They're going after black men. They're going after white men. They're going after white women. They're going after literally everyone but black women, because black women apparently the only group that they can't go after, because Kamala Harris was a pretend black woman, even though she's not. Because identity politics.
The attack on Latino men. The Latino community knows exactly what went down here. And some of us, like me and Victor Martinez here, aren't afraid to say it. Let the other analysis say it was the economy or abortion, which has some validity, but the misogyny within our community was a huge reason Latino men did not vote for Kamala Harris. And this meltdown has continued on and on and on for days. It's probably still going on. But the pièce de résistance, the grand finale, if you will, right, was the first live stream he did after the election, where he opened the stream literally saying, listen up, everyone, I am massively triggered right now. And if you say anything about the election, any jokes or any trolling, I will ban you. You will be blocked immediately. Basically attacking his own audience. Jesus Christ, it's hilarious. Here are the clips.
I'm going to let you all know ahead of time, I'm not in the best fucking mood. If you're going to be a jerk off or a...
I'm letting you know ahead of time. I am not. This is amazing. This is great. Thank you to Mr. Grizzy for documenting all of this.
His own audience. Jesus Christ, it's hilarious. Here are the clips.
I'm going to let you all know ahead of time, I'm not in the best fucking mood. If you're going to be a jerk off or a dick in the chat, I'm absolutely just going to block you. I've been strong the last couple of days. Today, it all hit me.
Yes, as we just covered, he's been very strong these past several days.
And I'm not in the mood for jokes.
Trump?
Yes. Yes, that piece of absolute tanned dog crap is now our president for the next 4 years. I don't like it. It frustrates the hell out of me, and it's not about tears or any of that nonsense. It's about my fear and my worry for people that I know, communities that I know.
Don't care.
It didn't hit me last couple of days, but today, in the last few hours, it's really, really come down on me. So just letting you all know ahead of time. Let's have a good show. Don't be a jerk off. I will absolutely block you. So.
And the world will be a better place for you.
Thanks for watching, everyone. And if you enjoy videos like this and want to see more, please hit that thumbs up button. Please subscribe to the channel, and maybe we will do another one of these. I have my eyes on a few more of these people, so let me know what you think in the comments. See you in the next one, perhaps.
Hail, Mr. Grizzy. Great job breaking down the woke lunatic John Rocha. That was glorious, man. That was absolutely fantastic. And he does a lot of that. He does a lot of those breakdowns. So you guys can definitely go check that out if you're interested. One thing I wanted to talk about really quickly, and I'm going to get to all these super chats. I appreciate you guys. We're going to be here for a while. This probably won't be a 2-hour show. This probably be a lot longer because there's a lot to talk about, okay? Let me introduce you to something. Now, again, I did bring up the whole Marco Rubio thing, and it is rumored that Marco Rubio might be the Secretary of State for President Trump. I've already said I'm not really happy about it. As a matter of fact, here, the tweet is right here. So Trump is expected to name Senator Marco Rubio as his Secretary of State. New York Times reports. I just said, please no. Here's this fucking clickbaiting guy right here. How do we feel about this pick? So essentially what he's saying is, let me see what people think so I can post whatever they think so I can get traction, because that's all that AKA account does. Fucking clickbait piece of shit, but whatever. Neither here nor there. But I don't know if that's going to happen or not. We're just going to have to see. That's New York Times reporting that, so we'll see. We'll see. Unicycle Peon for 50 on Rumble says Rocha is more emotional than those OnlyFans women on the whatever podcast. He's less logical though. Cheers from Mississippi. Cheers, brother. Cheers indeed, and thank you. And you're right about that. And that's a lot of these guys are just emotional wreck because they can't handle reality. But let me introduce you to Donald Trump's border czar right here, ladies and gentlemen. This guy is an alpha mega chad right here. This is the guy that's going to be in charge of the border. And this guy is a absolute badass, okay?
And you're the member.
We agree on that.
Fix it. We agree.
Mr. Homan, you have said that most immigrants are, quote, not criminals other than the criminal act that they do when they enter the country illegally. That is why I think we ought to revisit decriminalizing desperation, striking sections 1325 and 1326 of Title 8 of the U.S. Code, the statutes that the administration has leveraged to separate thousands of children from their families. Mr. Homan, do you understand that the consequences of separation of many children will be lifelong trauma and carried across generations? Have we not learned from the internment of Japanese Americans? Mr. Homan, I'm a father. Do you have children? How can you possibly allow this to happen under your watch? Do you not care? Is it because these children don't look like children that are around you? I don't get it. Have you ever held a deceased child in your arms?
First of all, your comments are disgusting. I've served my
I find your comments disgusting as well,
country
sir.
for 34 years.
I find your
This
comments
is out of
disgusting
control.
as well.
I've served my country for 34 years. And yes, I held a 5-year-old boy in my arms in back of that tractor trailer. I knelt down beside him and said a prayer for him because I knew what his last 30 minutes of his life were like. And I had a 5-year-old son at the time. What I've been trying to do my 34 years serving my nation is to save lives. So for you to sit there and insult my integrity and my love for my country and for children, that's why this whole thing needs to be fixed. And you're the member of Congress.
We agree on that.
Fix it.
We agree on that, but I disagree. But I also disagree with your characterization of immigrants as prone to criminality.
People for 3 decades on this.
Gentlemen's time has expired.
No one in this room has seen what I've seen in my 34-year career.
Very well.
No one has experienced what I've experienced. I've saw many dead bodies coming across this border. You want to talk about the memo? This memo is one option to stop death. Not just about enforcing the law, stop death. If you want to legalize illegal immigration, good luck with that, because it's going to get a hell of a lot worse on that border. If you say, well, okay, from now on, there'll be no consequence, no deterrence. It's not illegal to come to this country illegally. More families will come. 31% women would be raped. More children would die. We're a nation of laws. If you don't like it, sir, change it. You're the legislator. I'm the executive branch, and I've served my country honorably for 34 years. And I will not sit here and have anybody say that I don't care about children because you're not the same color as my children.
Thank you very much.
This dude's a badass. He is an absolute badass. And here is Tom Homan right here with AOC just absolutely annihilating her.
Mr. Homan, your name is on this. Is this correct?
Yes, I signed that memo.
So you are the author of the family separation policy.
I am not the author of this memo.
You're not the author, but you signed the memo.
Yes, a zero tolerance memo.
So you provided the official recommendation to Secretary Nielsen on for the United States to pursue family separation.
I gave Secretary Nielsen numerous recommendations on how to secure the border and save lives.
But it says here that you gave her numerous options, but the recommendation was option 3, family separation.
What I'm saying, this is not the only paper where we've given the Secretary numerous options to secure the border and save lives.
And so the recommendation of the many that you recommended family separation,
I recommend zero tolerance.
which includes family separation.
The same as is with every U.S. citizen parent gets arrested when they're with a child.
That's right.
Zero tolerance was interpreted as the policy that separated children from their
If I get arrested for DUI and I have a young child in the car, I'm going to be separated. When I was a police officer in New York and I arrested a father for domestic violence, I separated that father
Mr.
from his
Homan, with
family.
all due respect.
And see, that bullshit language that they try, that is meant to manipulate the situation. It's meant to make the illegal immigrant sympathetic. It's like, so anytime you've ever arrested anybody, you're separating them from their children. Hey, January 6th prisoners right now, they've been separated from their kids. I don't hear you building that narrative around any of those people, because it's manipulative bullshit from the Democrats. It's what they do. It's what they've always done.
In fact, legal asylees are not charged with any crime.
When you're in the country illegally, it's violation 8 United States Code 1325.
Seeking asylum is legal.
If you want to seek asylum and go through the port of entry, do it the legal way. The Attorney General of the United States has made that clear.
Okay.
Okay, she just had to shut it up right there. So yeah, I mean, it's look, man, it's going to be a tough situation. It's going to require some tough individuals, and that guy right there is 100% a tough individual that is going to be able to deal with what needs to be dealt with. And the reality of the situation is there's only one person, and his name is President Trump, that would be willing to do what needs to be done to get this country back in shape. And that's where we are right now. We got over 5,000 people here. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it. This is right here, pretty interesting right here. Report, ABC is reported that Elon Musk has been with Trump almost every day since the election. What do you think about Elon Musk's increased political involvement? And that has been pretty well documented at this point in time, that Elon Musk is 100% like, he's very much involved with this whole entire process right now. And the mainstream's not happy about it, by the way. The mainstream is having a real tough time with Elon Musk's involvement. I'm trying to see if I can find, there was one video in particular where I saw CNN was really upset about it. And they're really not liking that the most famous and the richest man in the world is very much involved with the Trump administration. They seem to have a problem with billionaires involved with the Trump administration. Isn't that interesting? That the mainstream media now has problems with billionaires being involved with a political administration. Never really heard them talk about, George Soros and all of these other billionaires that are in the shadows pulling these strings and all of that. I haven't heard any of that. But yet now when it comes to Elon Musk, suddenly that's a big problem right there. Is this it right here? Yeah, look at this one. Is this it? Here we go.
I think Musk is becoming like first buddy. He's hanging around. Foreign leaders call. Trump puts him on the phone with him. He brings his family to Mar-a-Lago. He doesn't want a job, right? And I think in a funny way, Donald Trump is sort of in awe of Elon Musk because he's so rich.
There you go, right there. So that's going to be very, very interesting to see. And let me see. I did see Laughing Man, says Jeremy. How do I see your comments all the time? Tom Homan came to kick commie ass and chew bubble gum, and he's all out of bubble gum. Look at there, all out of bubble gum right there. Jeremy, what's your favorite meltdown? Oh man. I like the guy with the sticker on his head, but I don't know if he's legit or not. I don't know if that was a real meltdown or not. I'm still trying to figure that one out. If that was a real one. Have we determined if that was a real meltdown? Because the guy with the sticker on his head, he's like, I voted for women. I voted for equality. But I don't know if he was like, it was so bad, But I think that was definitely one that stands out to me because of just how pathetic it was. Mark Hamill's meltdown. I mean, Mark Hamill, I can't wait to actually hear Mark Hamill like on camera to have to talk about this. But right here, you've got CNN really upset. Here we go.
Mar-a-Lago has basically been brimming for the last 2 days, I'm told, with two kinds of people. Those angling for a job and those who are trying to influence Trump into hiring their picks. But one person has loomed over all of that. His name is Elon Musk. Multiple sources tell me tonight that Musk has been seen at Mar-a-Lago nearly every single day since Donald Trump won, dining with him on the patio at times. Today, they were seen on the golf course together. Musk has been in the room when world leaders have called Trump. And tonight, we've learned he's also weighing in on staffing decisions, making clear his preference for certain roles even. Publicly tonight, Elon Musk is backing Florida Senator Rick Scott as the next leader of the Republican conference to replace Mitch McConnell. While Musk himself is still not expected to take any kind of formal position inside Trump's administration, given how complicated it would be with his companies, what's becoming clearer tonight is that he doesn't really need to, with one source telling me Elon Musk is having just as much influence from the outside.
Yeah, just like your George Soroses of the world, which, again, none of you people at CNN had any problems with all of these billionaires from behind the scenes pulling strings. But now you have a problem with Elon Musk. Speaking of another billionaire, Mark Cuban has apparently deleted all of his pro-Kamala posts on Twitter/X. Mark Cuban is running from all of that support. Mark Cuban, someone that's very, very, very jealous of Elon Musk, jealous of Donald Trump. And listen, you guys remember, I don't know, a lot of you may not remember, but there was this commercial back in the day for Michael Jordan, and it was Be Like Mike. I remember that commercial. I loved it. It was an amazing commercial. It was a great marketing campaign. Like Mike, if I could be like Mike, Elon, I mean, that is his Michael Jordan. Elon Musk. Mark Cuban wants to be Elon Musk so bad. Mark Cuban will give anything to be Elon Musk. He's jealous of Elon Musk. He can't stand that Elon Musk is this mega popular billionaire that everybody loves, and he's now friendly with Trump, and Trump's bringing him to Mar-a-Lago. Like, he's really upset about all of this. And Elon Musk will be the defining piece to this Trump puzzle and the Trump administration. He absolutely will be the defining piece. This is not going to be just like some random person. Like, this is a big, big deal right here. As a matter of fact, there's just more of the ABC report right there with Elon Musk being intricately involved with the Trump administration. And I am happy about it. I've been saying this for years. I said point blank, we need Elon and Trump on the same page. That's what we need. And that's what we're getting. And I think that America is going to be better off for it for sure. Okay, so now that we've gotten to that point, let me switch back over to this. Okay. First of all, thank you guys for being here. I will catch up on these super chats here. Let's get a few of these out of the way. Thank you guys for being patient. Tweeted Tone for 199 says, D-Day sellout. 1 million great company moves, dummy. What? Do I have that? I don't have that much money. $1,111,000. I don't have that much. If I had that much, you can let me know though. Tweeted Tone's still mad at me for having a members only stream because he couldn't see my amazing gameplay. The Exalted Patriarch says, discussing film reports that Warner Brothers is selling Tumbler Batmobiles, $3 million apiece. F the Cobra chair, get the Tumbler. Imagine that on the Geeks and Gamers Garage show. Let's fucking go. I can promise you that I do not have enough money to buy the Tumbler. Would I want the Tumbler? Yes. I love the Tumbler from the Dark Knight trilogy. It's still not, the 89 Batmobile is still better in my opinion. The Tumbler's fantastic. Marlena for 1999 says, thoughts on special counsel Jack Smith dropping, then refiling an emergency injunction regarding J6. Find Trump guilty of insurrection before December. Then he can't take office. They are being too quiet. So I haven't heard about the refiling. Last I'd heard, and there's just been so much news. So the last I'd heard is that he was going to be dropping the case, but did they refile? I'll have to look into that because I did not hear about a refile. Or if you're just speculating, would he do it? Because I know it's Tweed Tone, but I've been calling Tweeted Tone forever. So I just keep going with it. Yes, today. Okay. I did not know that. So I'll have to look into that. Tweeted Tone says, you missed 5 super chats on election day and Laughing Man supers. Give the chat 20 gifted memberships. Is that it? Hold on. Let me highlight this. Hang on. You want 20 gifted memberships? Fine. You know what? No, you're not getting 20. You're not getting 20. Chat. Here. Just so Tweeted Tone will quit crying. There. Now, I don't want to hear anything else from you. It's over. You cannot complain to me at all. There. My apologies. 50 gifted memberships to the chat. Tweeted Tone. That's Tweeted Tone's 50 gifted memberships, not mine. Okay? There you go. All right? Leave me alone now. Quit yelling at me. Drinky cow or drinky crow. But yes, so we are, and that is crazy. I'll show you guys really quick because many people have brought it up. So I will show you guys. I can't believe this. Holy shit. Holy shit. Guess who was number one the last 2 weeks in the entire United States of America. That would be this little old channel right here. Look at those names that I defeated, that we defeated, the Snake Pit defeated. Look at that. Charlie freaking Kirk, Tim Cast. Are you kidding me? #1 in the United States. And guess where we were in the world? We're #3 in the freaking world. In the world. What planet do we live on where this channel with me, a retard, is #3 in the world? That's crazy, man. I'll never understand it, but I appreciate the support, and we'll keep kicking ass for the people, man. So thank you guys so much. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Thank you, Laughing Man, you freaking mad lad. And of course, Laughing Man dropped it, so that means here it comes right here. Here it is.
And this is how much it was. $500 donation! You know what he says? Nothing. Drops $500 on the table. Looks over at everybody at the poker table. Dropped it on there. Moonwalked right out of the saloon, double doors. Didn't say anything. Spurs on his boots. A couple holstered handguns. Cowboy hat. Thick mustache. Dropped the money on the table, looked at everybody square in their eye, and just moonwalked right out of the saloon double door. Didn't say shit. Didn't say anything. There's no message there. Didn't say jack shit. And you have to be a cocky son of a bitch. First and foremost, that's not cheap. You got to be a cocky son of a bitch to drop $500 and just bounce the fuck out of there and don't say nothing. I respect that.
I respect that. And Shadow Saiyan just sent a super chat, and this is true. How has Danky not animated this Ripple clip yet? That's a great question, Danky. And on that note, funny enough, and I don't know if it's even going to show up, but let me see if I can find it. This channel, we're bringing it back. We're bringing this channel back. All right. D-Day Cobra clips. It's not even monetized yet, but a lot of the clips from Cobra Cast are going to be over there. So keep that in mind. I'm bringing that. I did name it to Jeremy Prime. I've changed it back. So you guys know how I'm about changing these channel names. So D-Day Cobra Clips is back. And Laughing Man over here on Locals, they're right here. Laughing Man rules the iDots right there. So there you go, Laughing Man. They're memeing you over there on that's a good one, actually. Laughing Man rules the iDots. That's actually pretty damn cool. I like that one. Good shit right there. So that's from Just G over there on Locals. So good stuff indeed. WG says, I didn't hear a word she said. I think it's her eyebrows. They're crazy looking. What's up, WG in the house? How the hell are you, man? Good to see you here, brother. Yeah, the meltdowns are glorious right now, and we're going to continue to follow all of that. Now, there is more news that I want us to get into. That's not what I wanted. Here we go. There. Okay. Now, let me see if I can find it. Now, there's a lot going on with, who Trump is going to pick, his cabinet picks. I think that there's a lot of freakouts going on about that for sure. And I understand everybody's really, really worked up about it. It's going to take time, but I do think that when it's all said and done, Trump has far better people on his team than he's ever had before. He's got better advisors around him. Now, again, with Rubio being considered for Secretary of State, I don't like that choice. And I just personally think Marco Rubio is a chameleon. I think Marco Rubio stands for nothing. I think Marco Rubio will kind of, if if Ron DeSantis was in the White House right now, Marco Rubio would be doing and saying whatever Ron DeSantis wanted. If we had Jeb Bush in the White House, Marco Rubio would say and do whatever Jeb Bush wanted, because that's who Marco Rubio is. He stands for absolutely nothing. He's a complete coward, and I don't like him. Now, I did not like when the announcement of J.D. Vance for vice president, I was not a big fan of that selection because of his past, because of the things that J.D. Vance has said in the past. Now, to be fair, I didn't know a lot about J.D. Vance, but I was judging him based on, like, how do you make comments that Trump is all of these horrible things? But he did, say that he was wrong, and he ate his words, and that's all you can really do as a man, and just like, hey, I was wrong about this, and I get it. And J.D. Vance has turned out to be, shockingly enough, J.D. Vance is the best choice for VP, it would appear, based on everything we've seen. And even Trump said, like, I took some heat when I picked J.D. Vance for VP, but J.D. Vance is the man. Now, right now, Trump is responding to what MAGA is saying right now. He's listening. This is why you heard rumors of Mike Pompeo being considered for the cabinet and the administration, Nikki Haley. And Trump, in a very respectful and classy way, released a tweet, said, hey, I appreciate everything they've done and their work for my administration and the country, but they will not be part of my administration. So he's listening. I don't think Rubio is going to be a very popular MAGA choice right now as it stands. And that's why I think that the information may be getting out there. Trump is good at what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. And you've got Donald Trump involved in this. You've got his Donald Trump Jr. involved in this. You've got people in his administration. Elon Musk is literally using Twitter as a way to gauge what people want and how they feel about it. And right now, with the whole Senate situation, Rick Scott is clearly the runaway pick for MAGA. And like I said, not my choice. I don't think Rick Scott is the best choice by any means, but is he the best choice of those three? Clearly, he's the best choice of those three. So we'll just have to see how this all plays out. But I'm really happy that Trump is listening to the people. It would seem. Now, right here, The View had a little meltdown, and I haven't even watched this one, okay? I haven't watched this one yet. So let's check this one out right here.
We do know is that Biden is in there for the next 2.5 months. And this is what I'm going to tell Joe. Joe, since they're talking smack about you anyways, you know what, baby? Pardon Hunter. Yeah. Pardon Hunter, because America just pardoned a criminal. Yes. Who was convicted. Yes. Of felonies. Yes. America just elected a man who pardoned Jared Kushner's father. Yeah. Who set up his brother-in-law with a hooker and then sent the pictures to the sister because they were in the midst of a fight over the parents' money. Yeah, well, whatever the flow chart is, it's nasty. Exactly. He's probably going to pardon some of the folks from January 6th, those insurrectionists. So you know what? It's your son. He probably wouldn't have been prosecuted if his last name wasn't Biden. Baby, you got 2.5 months. I'm good with you pardoning Hunter. We do know is that Biden is in.
Dude, these people are absolutely broken. They are broken beyond belief. I can't believe how broken they are. That's your focus right there. That's what you think. Good Lord, man. What is going on with these people, man? How do you end up this broken in life? Oh my gosh. That is insane. But that's fine. Like the meltdown on The View, it's been an all week thing right now with the View. It's been all freaking week. And then you got this clown right here. Okay? You got this clown right here, Bernie Sanders. The biggest cuck in political history. Bernie Sanders.
Senator, quickly before I let you go, I do want to ask you about the Supreme Court. Some Democrats behind the scenes quietly talking about the possibility, should Justice Sotomayor step down, to allow President Biden to appoint someone who's younger. She's only 70 years old. Is that something that you would support? Do you think she should step down?
No, I don't.
Have you heard any talk of this?
A little bit, yes. I don't think it's a sensible approach.
And you don't think it's a sensible approach?
Correct.
All right. Senator Bernie Sanders, thank you very much for your time this morning and your perspective. We really appreciate it.
He's so done. But like, here's the thing about it. Bernie Sanders had an opportunity to actually stand for something. In 2016, he had a legitimate movement. No, it wasn't MAGA level movement, but he had a movement. Bernie had a movement. There's no doubt about it. Okay. You can't take that away from him. And he was challenging the establishment. He was challenging the system. And he was making a difference within that Democratic Party. And then they took it from him. They 100% just took it from him. And instead of fighting against the very system that you claimed you were standing against, when that system took your nomination from you and handed it to the establishment, you cucked. And you're like, I support Hillary Clinton. We have to stop Donald Trump. You are forever a clown, forever a cuck for that. And I think that at this point in time, Bernie Sanders has gotten to a point where he realized, I should have never bent the knee to the Clinton crime family. But that's what you did in 2016. You had an opportunity, but your TDS wouldn't allow you to be and stand for what you claimed you were. And you deserve all of this. You deserve all of it. And this is the difference between Donald Trump and everybody else. That same system has tried to make Donald Trump bend and break. They have tried to destroy him. They have tried, and he will not give up. He's relentless. He is relentless. Everything they throw at Trump, he's like, nope, I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to destroy you. I believe in what I believe in, and I'm not going to let anything stop me. And that is why he's in the position he's in. And that's why Bernie Sanders is sitting on the sidelines being a cuck. Because you gave up, you bent the knee the moment it got a little difficult. And the more difficult it gets for Donald Trump, the harder he fights. And now he's standing here with the greatest political story ever told, and nobody's going to stop him. Now, I will say this. I am a little worried about President Trump's safety. Probably when I say little worried, I'm actually a lot worried. I am worried about President Trump's safety because I don't know how he gets through this next 4 years, man. He's going to be out in the open. You know, you watch a lot of these videos of him and the things that he's done over the years, and I've looked at that and I've thought, like, holy shit, man, like this guy has been in danger a lot, and we didn't realize just how much danger he was in all of these years, doing all of these rallies, being out in the open. And I'm very nervous for his safety moving forward. And that's something that I'm pretty sure he's aware of that, and his team is aware of it, but it is very scary to think about, like, man, what is, how are they going to handle that moving forward? How are they going to keep him out of a situation where there could be like a sniper, or even like somebody said this the other day in my mentions on Twitter about going to the White House. Think about this, going to the White House and eating with Biden. I wouldn't do that if I was Trump. I wouldn't go to the White House and have a donut or anything at the White House. But even with that, I wouldn't eat any. Like, how does Trump even eat, bro? You know what I mean? How does he even eat? Get people gunning for him constantly. But now back to the clown show that is these losers. We have to laugh at this clown. Good old Frank Luntz, everybody. Pollster extraordinaire. And I'll just say, I have it like listen, I'm pretty sure if you listen to Frank Luntz talk, I think there's a good chance he's very good on the poll. There's very, very good chance of that. Okay. But I don't think he's a good presidential pollster, but he's probably very good on the poll. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean.
Do you think Kamala won? And does that mean she may now win the election?
I think more accurately is that Donald Trump lost. And this is not the worst debate performance I've seen in my career. It was very close to it.
So this was after the debate. Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. This is after the debate. Frank Luntz claimed that Donald Trump lost the election that night. He said that Donald Trump could not recover. And what an idiot.
Repeatedly missing the opportunity to focus on inflation and affordability and the complete inability to present his point of view without completely tearing into her. It was a pretty negative performance, pretty pessimistic, cynical, contemptuous. And I think that this will cost him. Yes, I'm trying to decide if I want to go on record, and the answer is yes. I think that he loses because of this debate performance.
Wow.
I think that he loses because of this debate performance.
Wow.
Oh man, Dilly meme team's on it. Love those guys. Yeah, Frank Luntz. The guy is a complete doofus in every sense of the word, and it's just going to keep getting bad from there. Now, I don't know how long we're going to go over this. This is worth watching right here, okay? This is worth watching. All right, so this is MSNBC from the beginning of the night. This is the beginning of election night. And watching how it all played out. They were excited. They were enthusiastic. It's going to be a great night. It's a 9-minute video, but it's just great.
All the anticipation, all the excitement, all the anxiety, all the doom scrolling, all the manic refreshing of polling averages. It has all been leading to this hour. And we know you have every choice in the world for where to spend tonight. So we're really grateful that you're spending it with us. And we hope you'll be with us through the duration.
How's everybody doing? First time voting?
Yes.
How you feeling?
Good.
You guys doing okay too?
Yes, we're doing great. Come on, la la la.
I was going to ask who you're going to vote for, but I didn't need to.
Come on, la la la. Because lives matter.
First time voting? As you know, this is where the Harris campaign wants to drive up the numbers to sort of counteract that T in the middle of Pennsylvania to counteract the rural votes that the Trump campaign is expected to get.
And so what you've seen in the last couple of weeks, if this is an audition for managing a complex organization like the United States, Kamala Harris has passed the audition flawlessly.
Oh no.
This has been, in many ways, a perfect campaign. And what the campaign is talking about now is the granular get out the vote effort that you just don't see on the other side. On the other side, you're seeing Charlie Kirk going on X Twitter this morning and begging people to vote.
The last week has been a very
Yeah. How'd that turn out? How'd that turn out with old Charlie Kirk, getting out the vote and telling people on Twitter to go vote? How did that work? A flawless campaign from Kamala Harris and just little old Charlie Kirk on Twitter. I wonder how that worked out.
Very good close for Kamala Harris, not a good close for Donald Trump. He hasn't been able to fill the rallies. He's adult. He has racist comedians opening. Whatever. It's been a trashy week for Donald Trump. It's been a very strong week for Kamala Harris.
ASU, the campus that we're on right now, ASU students, the population is about 74,000. So a lot of people voting here. When it comes to a lot of the young women that we've been talking to, reproductive rights is huge. It's a big, big driver. It's a lot of the conversation that we're hearing.
We've got about...
I got you, laughing man. At the nearer the end, you have to play all the clips, especially proper 199. I got you.
10 now completed of those rural, heavily Trump counties. We're talking about places where he's going to get 70, 75, 80% of the vote. In all 10 that have now been completed, Trump's vote share relative to 2020 has gone up.
I'm just going to give a couple of everybody take a breath warnings here. We don't know what's going to happen in Georgia. It's like a baby blue state, I'm going to say, and that it has not been blue for a long time. It is a hard state for the Harris team.
One of the things that was so striking about the public polling and the public data going into this election was that the public polling said this is the closest race that we've ever had.
Yeah.
Basically. I mean, that was the consensus view. And there was a real question about, well, maybe the public polling's wrong, and maybe it's going to miss a few points in one direction or another. We don't know at this point. It's very early in the evening. But I would say at 8:50,
why is Rachel Maddow more manly than this guy? That is so weird. Rachel Maddow is more manly than this clown. I don't even know this guy's name. I think it's Chris something. That's sad. This is so satisfying to watch, T. Ricky. I agree. This is glorious to watch. Knowing where it's heading and listening to all of their bullshit.
It's a very, very close race.
I'd say that if you are just joining us right this second at 8:52:06, and I had to summarize what's going on, no surprises.
Yeah, right.
Pretty much that's what's happened thus far. In Georgia, it's too close to call. In Pennsylvania, it's too close to call. In Wisconsin, it's too close to call. In Michigan, sing it with me now. It's too close to call.
Let's be blunt. I think when you watch what Donald Trump did in 2020, what Democrats were fantasizing about was a landslide victory. And so some of what was wanted.
She talks like she's had a lot of plastic surgery. I don't know who she is, but I've seen like clips of her here and there. She talks like she's had a lot of plastic surgery on her face.
And desired was a sweep that really wasn't on the table. We live in an evenly divided country, and it creates anxiety, but it also requires patience.
It is fairly shocking. And I don't think it's something that should make us super proud. You just think about just the last 2 weeks and the things that Donald Trump has said. If all of that gets you half of the votes,
48, 49%.
What does it tell you? I mean, we need to really take a step back and think about what does that say about us?
I mean, blue wall, baby. There was always going to be a blue wall night. Some of the fantasies, right, of a landslide victory that would erase any doubt, that would eradicate, the threats. I think it's going to be a late night. The polls have accurately captured this dead heat.
Ari, since you were last with us, I've got nothing to report.
Well, the crowd here is still large,
That is the most nervous laugh ever. Because I think they're starting to realize, like, oh shit, what's about to happen?
loud, but a little bit more subdued. And the word that I keep hearing is the idea that people here are nauseously optimistic, not just cautiously optimistic, but nauseously optimistic. The real focus now is on that blue wall in the Midwest. They knew that this was going to be a long night and that it was going to be a real nail biter. And it appears that that is exactly what we're looking at right now.
We've been saying for weeks, says Ms. O'Malley Dillon, quote, that this race might not be called tonight. Those of you who are around in 2020 know this well. What we do know is this race is not going to come into focus until the early morning hours.
Part of the objective of this email is to say to the people on the team, hang in there, guys. Like, it's not over. We're still getting votes in. We still need to keep talking to people, keep people in lines, tell your grandma it's going to be okay.
We now have an NBC News call in the first one, Joy. North Carolina called for Donald Trump.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, and so it was,
We now have all the vote in Luzerne County. Donald Trump is going to win this by a little bit more than 21 points. 4 years ago, it was 14. We also saw him make those gains in Lackawanna County right next door earlier tonight. Democrats wanted more of a Trump drop-off here. They don't get it in Lebanon County tonight. In 2020, Joe Biden won here by essentially 27 points. Sits at about 24.5. In Chester County, more significant drop-off for Harris from Biden. Next door in Montgomery County, Harris is now running a point behind where Joe Biden finished in this county. Biden won this by 4.5 points in 2020. Trump has now taken the lead in Bucks County.
NBC News now projects that in the battleground state of Georgia in the presidential race, Donald Trump has prevailed. The Republican Party will control the United States Senate. This is live from Howard University in Washington, D.C.
We still have votes to count. We still have states that have not been called yet. We will continue overnight to fight to make sure that every vote is counted. Thank you all.
A short and to-the-point statement from Cedric Richmond, the Harris campaign co-chair. You now see them turn as one to start to leave the grounds.
The evening was getting increasingly somber as people realized what this map is looking like. They turned off the TV set and just piped up the music because the room was starting to get increasingly somber.
You know, we always knew it was going to be down to the blue wall, and the blue wall is still uncalled at this point. But
she's coping right now because she knows they know what's about to happen. They can feel it. They are so freaking nervous right now.
Sounds like the Harris campaign is sort of keeping things tight in terms of whether or not they're going to string people along into thinking this is going to happen.
What they went to that venue tonight hoping to see and witness was a historic election of Kamala Harris to the presidency.
Yeah.
Oh, a historic moment happened. It certainly did happen. It just wasn't for Kamala Harris, was it?
Was the end of the Trump era as they knew it. And so we don't know the outcome yet, but that is not what they are receiving. And they are being told to go home and wait till tomorrow.
And nothing that was true yesterday about how flawlessly this campaign was run is not true now. I mean, this really was an historic, flawlessly run campaign.
No, it wasn't. It was and this is the cope right here that they're trying to still make people believe that Kamala Harris ran a good campaign. Kamala Harris ran an objectively horrible campaign, and she was the worst candidate we have ever seen. She's terrible. She's the worst candidate we have ever seen. She was not even elected. She was selected. No one voted for her to be into this position. No one. This is why you have this catastrophic collapse. And this is why you have all lost all of your power and your credibility. You rolled out celebrities. You had over $1 billion. Now you're in debt. All the celebrities and all the endorsements did not matter. The mainstream media giving her positive coverage versus all the negative coverage of Trump. You put Trump through indictments, arrests, you shot at him. It didn't matter. She is a terrible candidate, and the mainstream has faced probably the biggest blow that they've ever faced, because they have now been exposed at being the trash that they are.
She had Queen Latifah never endorses anyone. She came out and endorsed. I mean, she had every prominent celebrity voice. She had the Swifties. She had the Beehive. Like, you could not have run a better campaign.
In Western Europe and in the UK and in the Middle East, people are waking up to this.
Oh, and they are.
I've gotten people from Western Europe who are extraordinarily alarmed and terrified.
May I reiterate, there are 2 of the 7 swing states that have been called by NBC News right now, which is Georgia and North Carolina. None of the other 5 states have been called at this point. You can see this is the battleground states, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin, the so-called blue wall. None of those states called by NBC News. In the swing state of Pennsylvania, NBC News now projects that presidential contest has been won by Donald Trump. It presents an insurmountable future here for Kamala Harris and for the Democratic ticket. Let's watch as Trump takes the stage in Palm Beach, Florida.
Let's go!
We overcame obstacles that nobody thought possible, and it is now clear that we've achieved the most incredible political thing. Look what happened. Is this crazy?
Boy, it's going to be a real tough speech for her.
What the hell was that? What was that? What is this? What is that thing? Who is that? Hold on.
Political thing. Look what happened. Is this crazy?
Boy. It's going to be a real tough.
Oh, man. You love to see it right there, okay? You love to see it. That is fantastic. So that's a great breakdown. The cope. Listen, man, we're going to be talking about this for a long time, but there's going to be so many people. Like, we're dealing with really broken people. They're broken and they see no way out. They've done this to themselves. There's no one to blame but themselves. And I'm not sure we've seen the worst of the freakouts yet. Inauguration Day is going to be legendary, because if you all remember, the classic, most iconic moment happened at the inauguration. This one right here. This was the most iconic moment ever happened at the inauguration.
Donald J. Trump is now president of the United States. It's a great honor to be able to introduce for the first time ever anywhere the 45th President of the United States of America, Donald. With a gracious aid.
I am so sorry to my world. I am so sorry to my world. This is not what we want.
We will face challenges.
There's so much potential
but we will get the job done.
for beauty and for devastation. In this one moment, it's just almost incomprehensible that they can exist right now. So,
and we are grateful
so
to
close.
President Obama.
It's so good, man. It will never not be amazing to watch that freak out. I love it so damn much. So there you go with that one. I got to show this one because there's really nothing that puts it into perspective better than this right here. This is Charlemagne the God, Charlemagne, who runs a podcast called The Breakfast Club, who famously said that The Breakfast Club is bigger and more influential than Joe Rogan's podcast. Okay. Charlemagne, a month ago, Trump is a fascist and will destroy democracy.
I think that she should keep calling Donald Trump a fascist. And I think that Americans need to keep looking at the rhetoric of Donald Trump, because I don't know why we're even thinking about electing somebody who's talking about putting people in camps. I don't know why we're talking, or why we want to elect somebody who's talking about mass deportation. I don't know why we're having this conversation about somebody who wants to terminate the Constitution.
Don't y'all find it strange that now that he's won, they're not calling him a threat to democracy? They're not calling him a fascist. I mean, damn, on Monday.
They're not calling him anything.
They can. On Monday, they was just calling him that. I would think that, if you really believe that, then somebody's speech would be about how America effed up and how things are about to be really bad.
Leaving that man
He's
alone.
the most powerful man in the world now.
It just makes you wonder how much of it did they really believe, or how much of it was just politics.
That is incredible. That is absolutely incredible. And this is why no one takes them seriously. No one. You can't sit there and call Trump Hitler. You can't call him a fascist. You can't call him a threat to democracy. You can't just continue to do that over and over and over again. And then when he wins, you're like, hey, congratulations, President-elect. We're happy. We want the best for America, and we're going to support you and your administration. What? This is insane. But this is the left. And this is going to continue to happen over and over and over again, because these are the types of people that they have pandered to. And I personally I'm happy that it continues to happen, because it builds credibility to everything that we've talked about, that everything we've shown. And it really does come down to, at its core, it's identity politics. Identity politics has failed. It's failed miserably. And there's this video right here that I want us to watch. This is from Fox News. Identity politics crew is having an identity crisis. That's true. Right here. And that's really it. Identity politics is failing miserably. Here we go.
Shattered Democrats are still picking up the pieces after the Tuesday night blowout, bitterly divided as they search for answers on why Kamala got smoked by Trump at the ballot box. The identity politics crew is having an identity crisis.
We didn't listen enough to people on the ground, people like Chris Deluzio, Pat Ryan, who were saying, talk about the economy, talk about people's economic struggles, convince people you have the better policies and better vision.
Bottom line, if you're an average working person out there, do you really think that the Democratic Party is going to the mats, taking on powerful special interests and fighting for you? I think the overwhelming answer is no.
Why didn't you fucking say that before? All you did is focused on Orange Man bad, Bernie. That's all you did. All you said was Orange Man bad. Trump is a dictator. Trump's going to be a dictator day one. Project 2025. You spewed all of this. Bernie Sanders is pathetic. Absolutely pathetic.
That's what I hate about the left. You're brats. You're brats and you're snobs, and people don't like that.
Because of dinner table issues. It's literally that simple. Every day, people wake up and all they want to do is have more money in their pocket and they want to feel safe.
Like us.
But some liberals haven't learned a thing.
That is literally what I've been saying on the Geeks Gamers channel for years. No one gives a shit about this stuff. Okay? No one cares about identity politics. For the people that have real jobs out there, unlike me, I have a fake job. Okay? Many of you have real jobs. Okay? With people that have real jobs, when you go to work and you have a lunch break, or if you take a break on your 15-minute break or whatever you get, and you go into the break room, you sit down and you have a conversation with your coworker, and hey, this movie's coming out this weekend, and the person across from you goes, well, I'm going to have to wait and see what the racial demographics are before I'm willing to decide if I'm going to go see this movie, because I'm really interested in the diversity in it. No one talks like that. No normal thinking human being talks like that. They don't have those conversations. They are not interested in those things. All they are interested in is entertain me. That's all I care about. Entertain me. I have a job. I have a family, I have a life, I have bills, I have all of these things going on. So when I want to go to a movie, I'm going to a movie to be entertained. It's the same that applies to everything else in their life. They just want to be entertained. They don't want to be preached to, and they don't want to be told how terrible they are if they don't like this, and they don't care about identity politics.
And doubling down on the woke insanity that cost Kamala the election.
A lot of families out there who don't believe boys should play girls' sports.
They're not boys. I'm not going to listen to transphobia at this table. I am not going to listen to you call a trans girl a boy.
You can allow me to finish my explanation.
I haven't seen this clip. Where is this from? Can I get the full clip of this? I haven't seen this one. Woke on woke crime.
A lot of families out there who don't believe boys should play girls' sports.
They're not boys. I'm not going to listen to transphobia at this table. I am not going to listen to you call a trans girl a boy.
You can allow me to finish my explanation.
When you use a word that's a slur, I'm going to interrupt.
There's this sense, right, that whiteness, right, is under threat. The demographic shifts. The country isn't. All of these racially ambiguous children on Cheerios commercials are confusing the hell out of me.
Meanwhile, some serious questions are being raised on how the Harris campaign plowed through $1 billion and is now $20 million in the hole. Where'd all that dough go? Well, she cut $1 million check to Oprah Winfrey's Harpo Productions. They spent 6 figures to reportedly build the fake set for her interview on the Call Her Daddy podcast.
I am so glad that this podcast is getting exposed, because I have heard for a long time that the Call Her Daddy podcast was the equivalent of the Rogan podcast for women. That's what I've heard. And I remember Dave Portnoy actually saying that. Dave Portnoy, and the reason he said this is because Call Her Daddy used to be a Barstool Sports podcast. And this the chick, Alex Cooper, is that her name? She used to be part of Barstool Sports. And I think that it was Portnoy talking about this podcast, and he said that, like, she's Rogan level is what he said. And I'm like, I've never heard of it outside of Dave Portnoy talking about it. So her going on this podcast, and now that, if you go back, and I don't know if that video is still on the channel, if someone I'll look that up while this video is playing, but that video was ratioed to hell. It was ratioed to hell.
Podcast, even though Joe Rogan was free, and millions more to social media influencers. But in the end, all the Oprahs and Lady Gagas couldn't get Harris across the finish line. Here's a former Kamala surrogate letting it rip on the money mismanagement.
This is just an epic disaster, and I raised millions of that. I have friends that I have to be accountable to and to explain what happened, because I told them it was a margin of error race. I was promised, Jen O'Malley Dillon promised all of us that Harris would win. She even put videos out saying that Harris would win. I believed her. My donors believed her. And so they wrote massive checks. I feel like a lot of us were misled.
Greg, how do you think the Democrat Party's autopsy is going?
Well, first of all, the media is like the creep that's responsible for the disappearance of his spouse, but then volunteers to lead the search party. You know, in this case, it's the disappearance of truth, and they lied about everything, but they're offering their help, you know, to expose the suspects, comb the fields, put flyers up on telephone poles. But the jig is up. It's not about left or right anymore. We know that you're the real killer, OJ. It's the media that fed the hoaxes, that created this complete, I don't know, mental breakdown. Identity politics has to go, but it has this permanent flaw. It can only work by telling you who isn't included as it tells you who is. When you look at the people that are important, it creates a hierarchy and it pisses people off. In this case, it was black men, Hispanic men. So how do you rectify this when you've raised a generation on basically junk food for your soul? It's toxic. I mean, you have to admit, if you abandon it, you're going to lose a faction. But you know that it's a small faction. This is the Band-Aid that you actually have to pull off. And once you pull it off, you're going to feel so relieved to get that out of your system. You're going to be so happy. Life is going to be great, because people that focus on their identity, they're miserable people. They can't see outside themselves.
That is so true. That is so true. I've been saying it for years, especially over on the Geeks and Gamers channel, focusing on identity politics because of the entertainment industry and watching how that plays out. And you truly are a miserable human being if that is your focus in life. And listen, generally speaking, people that focus on identity politics, people that have pronouns in their bio, they're generally very unattractive people. That's just how it is. It just is what it is. Like, they're very unattractive. They're usually fat, and no one really likes them. And so they try to find some sense of identity through this nonsense, but that's just the truth of the matter.
I have a theory. I think that everybody should be grateful that Donald Trump lost in 2020, because you could not have Trump now in this enhanced position. The 4-year gap eliminated a sophomore slump and made him.
Who's been saying that, baby? Who's been saying that? Let's back it up, Greg. Who's been saying that?
They're miserable people. They can't see outside themselves. I have a theory. I think that everybody should be grateful that Donald Trump lost in 2020, because you could not have Trump now in this enhanced position.
And by the way, he didn't lose in 2020, but I know what you're saying, Greg. But he didn't lose.
The 4-year gap eliminated a sophomore slump and made him stronger. Like it's the studies on delayed gratification, where they offer a kid a cookie. You can have a cookie now, or a cookie in 20 minutes, 2 cookies in 20 minutes. The Democrats took the 1 cookie. Trump got the 2, right? And when you delay gratification, you get a renewed and increased appreciation for the object of desire. And what you didn't like about it in the beginning fades away. It's the rear view mirror effect. You know, fondness replaces fear. And most of all, you avoided this 6-year itch. It happens with every incumbent. And in those last 2 years, it's all hell. Happened to Reagan. It happened to Bush. It might have happened to Clinton. But it's not going to happen to him, because he basically stepped out of the room and he allowed a comparison to take place between his policies, which a lot of people missed, and the woke path. And all he had to do was.
That is a good point that he's making, because I think that Trump's second term, if it would have been consecutive, I think it would have been pretty tough for him, actually. I don't think that he would have had as smooth of a ride as he is going to have this time. And by smooth of a ride, I mean, obviously it's going to be a tough 4 years for him, but the team that he has in place is going to make it so much more beneficial to the country and to him. Just knowing what we know now about Mike Pence, it just makes me look back on 2020, and I'm almost thankful. Like, I am thankful that we went through it now, but just knowing now, if we would have known it then, what we know now, which is an age-old thing, I know, but Mike Pence as the VP, it would have been really tough for Trump to get done what he needed to get done. And the funniest part of this whole thing is that we would be sitting here right now in a post-Donald Trump presidency if the Democrats wouldn't have interfered with the 2020 election. They would be done with Donald Trump right now. They would be done with him. It would be over. You would be celebrating the next president, whoever that might be, but they couldn't let their TDS allow him to continue. Their TDS was just going to get in the way of it. And now it's essentially given Trump 3 terms, because as much as, Biden was your official president, Donald Trump has still been the president through this whole thing, because he's still the most important man in the room. He's still the most important man in the arena. He's always the most important man in the arena. Donald Trump has been discussed far more than Joe Biden has been discussed in the last 4 years. He's the guy that still turns the needle. The media is obsessed with him. They can't stop talking about him. Every move he makes, every decision he makes, everywhere he goes, it's Trump, 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 Trump. So this is a third Donald Trump term.
Sit out and watch everybody go, things weren't so bad. Now he's surrounded by an incredible group of independent minds. He's no longer beholden to any behavior, any advice from insiders, because now he's got these smart people. So now the chaos is now faded from 2016. It is an incredible thing. This might be a perfect 4 years for a president, a beginning and an end without incumbency.
Let's lower expectations, Greg. And I think Clinton's was a different type of 6-year itch.
Yes, you're right. Good point.
Well said. I'm going to try that cookie game with just.
Oh, no. Oh, damn. That was good.
See Junior, though, and let everybody watching know how he does. Dana, the money that's missing, it's not a little amount of money. If you were a donor, you'd probably be asking questions, too.
Well, there's the big donors that gave a ton of money, but the amount of small dollar donations that they were asking for before the switcheroo, when George Clooney knew that Joe Biden wasn't in any condition to do another 4 years, they were telling everybody that he could and saying, hardworking people, please send us $150, $50, $20. Cat lovers for Biden. And then you get to somebody like Oprah. I think this is astounding. So Oprah, for the first time in her life, decided to endorse a candidate, decided to go to a convention, decided to give that big speech. And then you find out that this billionaire made them pay $1 million. So you have all of these small donors who are building a set for Oprah for an interview that didn't get them.
This is the discussion that none of them wanted to be happening. All of these Hollywood people did not want these discussions to be happening. They wanted the narrative to be on the identity politics president, Kamala Harris. That's what they wanted the narrative to be. Celebrate. We have our first woman of color as president. It's historic for America. Identity politics has taken over. Donald Trump is a criminal. We have to arrest him and arrest all white men like him. But that's not the discussion. The discussion is that the MAGA king has returned, and all of you Hollywood celebrities are a bunch of frauds, and you're now being exposed for the frauds that you are. This is glorious. How can it be this perfect?
Anywhere down the field, it's absolutely appalling. And I do think that the Democrats, having looked at it over the weekend, I was getting sick of it. They're just overthinking it and underthinking it, and they're overlooking the obvious. 20 years of bad policy positions in the Democratic Party led to this moment where they said that they were going to go middle of the road. That's what Joe Biden said. That's not what they did. And Ron Klain gave them progressives everything that they wanted, the Inflation Reduction Act. You had Larry Summers saying, guys, that's going to cause inflation. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Economists from the left. You have no idea. That's who that was. It wasn't like Larry Kudlow saying it, although he was saying it too. So then they get what they were asking for. And then they want to blame the podcasts. It is really incredible. And I'm here to watch all of it, of course. It's fine for me to sit there and do that. But I would end on this. 60 Minutes had this interview last night with Scott Pelley asking people who had voted Democrat for many, many years, who then switched and voted for Trump this year. And one of them owned a diner. And the question was, what was happening for you? Because the economy, it was improving. Inflation is down, and that wasn't enough for you. And she's like, yeah, we didn't feel that at all. And to me, that's just why they're overthinking it. Like, this is what it was. And the voters were telling us this for 3 years.
What are your friends telling you, Jessica?
I'm sad. Cry emoji. My emoji game, it's been relegated to one little aspect of the board the last few days. I have had some great
I can't listen to her. I can't do it. Judge Denise on there too, but we'll move on from that. But the point being is that overall, yes, identity politics is a disease, and anyone that views the world through identity politics is viewing it through a disease. And it will be interesting to see how the entertainment industry responds to all of this, because I think they've now realized that I think wokeness peaked. It doesn't mean that wokeness is dead, but it clearly did peak a few years ago from the entertainment industry standpoint. And if they could have driven home an identity politics candidate like Kamala Harris, then it would have fundamentally changed this country and the world. But luckily, identity politics failed, and it failed miserably. But it was tested through the entertainment industry, and they did see some pretty decent success, all things considered, with wokeness for a short period of time, but it was short-lived. And now you have the identity politics president, or the presidential candidate, which was Kamala Harris. And let's be fair, let's just be clear. She represents everything that identity politics represents. It's kind of poetic, to be fair. Like, holy crap. She didn't earn it. She was inserted based on her identity. Not a single person voted for her. And she was elevated by a bunch of fake celebrities because of all of these fake donors. But they couldn't fake it enough to get her over the MAGA King hill, because the MAGA King actually came in there and saved us from this nightmare. He really did. And so did Elon Musk. So it's kind of poetic. Orange Man Bad did it again. Wow. Unbelievable. I just saw this on my Twitter. So for those that don't know, I hate Marco Rubio. Okay. And this is in 2018. Alex Jones and Marco Rubio. I don't know how many of you have seen this, but if you haven't seen it, I hate Marco Rubio. Here we go. Watch Alex.
That's why you didn't get elected.
Do they need to be regulated?
Marco Rubio and the snake. Little frat boy here.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Who are you, man?
Yeah,
Who's
sure.
This guy? I swear to God, I don't
You
know
got
who
to
you
hope
are,
you get these
man.
platforms. Tens of millions of views.
Infowars.
Bigger than Rush Limbaugh. He knows who Infowars is. Playing this joke over here. That's why the deplatforming didn't work.
But here's the question. Here's the question.
Don't touch me again, man. I'm asking you not to touch me.
Well, sure, I just patted you nicely.
I know, but I don't want to be. I don't know.
You want me to get arrested?
I don't know who you are.
It's not just going to
You're
take
not
my
gonna
First
get arrested,
Amendment.
man. You're
It's
not
not just
gonna
enough to
get
take my
arrested.
First
I'll take care
Amendment.
of
Oh, he'll beat me up.
I didn't say
I
that.
know I am, but he's so mad. You're not going to silence me. You're not going to silence America.
But there are
You are literally like a little gangster thug.
there are people in this country.
Rubio just threatened to physically take care of me.
There are people who
Look at
feel
that.
that they're being
You already got rid of my First Amendment.
silenced. They feel like
It tells you China's the problem, which it is, but they're taking our free speech right now.
Social media platforms, Facebook,
There goes Rubio.
Twitter. Do you believe that these platforms need to be regulated like a public utility, and how do you go about doing that?
Well, I prefer not to. I prefer competition to take care of that. But obviously, we're going to watch closely to make sure that these tools that are being used. I mean, one thing is to say we're going to go after foreign interference designed to so and so.
But it's already going on here.
Another thing is to
The
say
Democrats
we're
are
going to
raping
go
the
after free
Republicans.
speech. Because at some point, someone
The
has to make a
Democrats are raping
determination. What's the
Infowars.
difference between, misinformation from abroad and differences of opinion within the United States?
And that's happening
It's a very
here.
fine line, and that's something we need to be careful about. We don't overreach in that direction.
But then he doesn't know about
So these
Infowars being
companies
banned. He doesn't know about the
have to be
top
very
news story in the
careful
country.
about how they, not just how they apply that within the United States,
Infowars
but they don't
.com,
become
better than
agents
ever.
of authoritarian regimes abroad to crack down on free speech. Because
I wonder why Rubio got so mad at me and
there's
threatened me
there's
physically.
a balance between what is free speech and what people disagree on.
Poor Rubio.
I'm sorry, we gotta get. Yeah, man, I gotta go to the committee. You guys can talk to this clown.
Oh, yeah. Look at this little frat boy. So cool. Go back to your bathhouse. Compromise at the bathhouse. Here goes Rubio, a little punk. Anyways, you got to love people that come from authoritarian regimes, and then they don't even appreciate America.
Freaking Alex Jones, man. So if you are not aware, it's right now, it is being reported that Marco Rubio is right here. Breaking: Trump is expected to name Senator Marco Rubio as his Secretary of State, New York Times reports. I just responded with please no. I don't know if they're looking for feedback on this. I'm hoping that more and more people are being vocal about this because I think it's a terrible pick. But like I said earlier, with I don't believe the New York Times per se. Now, again, I've been live for a couple of hours now, so I don't know if there's been any updates to this on social media. I haven't been keeping a close eye on everything with social media right now, so I don't know if we've gotten further clarification from the Trump administration or anything like that. But, you know, we'll see. Then you've got, I'm looking to see if there's anything. Okay, right here. Charlie Kirk, right here. Says, folks, words of wisdom. If Trump hasn't confirmed it on truth, don't jump to conclusions and don't believe everything you see. So that right there is why I, was saying, like, it's New York Times reporting it. So just be careful with how you're responding to it because you never know. The information is going out there for a reason, and that's fine. The information has been delivered to the New York Times for a reason. So just don't. What is this? I haven't seen this. Oh, is this? Let's see. Trump's border czar Tom Homan is spitting fire on Hannity right now.
Well, the propaganda war has begun. Here with more is America's next border czar. Tom Homan is with us. Tom, welcome back to the program. Great to have you. Are you planning on deporting American citizens?
No, exactly not. Look, the view, it's like Island of Misfit Toys. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. President Trump has made it clear. We will prioritize public safety threats and national security threats first.
Yeah, so this is the idiotic thing that a lot of people are triggered over because you listen to Democrats and left-wing weirdos. So it has been crystal clear from the Trump administration that they are going to be focusing in on all of the criminals, the actual criminals, like violent criminals that are in this country right now. That takes top priority. That is the first thing they're going to be doing, is getting them gone. They've said that 1,000 times. Here, let me just let him say it. Let me back this up. Here we go.
On deporting American citizens?
No, exactly not. Look, the view, it's like Island of Misfit Toys. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. President Trump has made it clear. We will prioritize public safety threats and national security threats first. And that's what the focus will be. And there's over 1.5 convicted criminal aliens in this country with final orders removal that we're going to be looking for. There's thousands of gang members, illegal alien gang members we're going to be looking for. Now, I'm going to say, if you're in the country illegally, you shouldn't feel comfortable. Absolutely not. I won't feel comfortable if I'm in the country illegally. If I'm in some other country illegally, I'm not going to be comfortable. You shouldn't be comfortable either, because when you enter this country illegally, you have committed a crime. You are a criminal, and you're not off the table.
Woo! Well, the propaganda war has begun here.
Damn, he's on fire, man. So that's a great pick from Trump. And I think that campaign 2.0 is just going to be fire in general. Let me see here. I want to talk a little bit about the Senate situation that's going on. I see Charlie Kirk tweeted this out. Just to be fair, because he says Sean Hannity announces that he supports Rick Scott for Senate leader. Of course Sean Hannity does. Sean Hannity will do whatever the fuck the Republican Party tells him to do, regardless if that Republican is Donald Trump or George W. Bush or Mitt Romney or Bob Dole or John McCain. It doesn't matter who the Republican is. Hannity will drop to his knees and slob the knob. Okay, that's who Sean Hannity is. But I do want to hear what he has to say because Charlie Kirk is tweeting it
For
out.
Bob Casey to win, he should concede, has banned him from participating in other Senate orientation activities because Bob Casey refuses to concede, but the race has been called. And you know what he is doing is never happened before. Anyway, here now with more on his bid for majority leader.
And this is the thing too, because people are always like, that's why I don't want to be in the club of anything in terms of like, I don't need access to MAGA or Mar-a-Lago or the Trump administration. Would it be cool? Of course it would be cool, but I don't care. Like, I don't want to get a call for the Trump administration for them to go, hey, Jeremy, Rick Scott's the pick. Fuck Rick Scott. I don't like Rick Scott. Is he better than the pieces of shit that he's compared to? Yeah, that doesn't mean he's a good pick. He's not a good pick. He's a rhino. He's just saying all the right shit right now. That's the truth of the matter.
Florida Senator Rick Scott, I have nothing against the other candidates, but I do know this about you. You are a get-it-done, no-holds-barred businessman that fully supports the Trump agenda, and I know you would fight for that. And unfortunately, we have too many people that don't have the wherewithal that you do, and I'm not sure if the other candidates would be strong enough. I'm supporting you. You have a lot of other people supporting you. Tell us why you should get that job.
Well, first, thank you for your support. Look, I'm a business guy. Successful business guys get things done. I want the Donald Trump agenda implemented. I want his nominees confirmed as quickly as we can get those nominees confirmed so we can get to work. He's got great nominees. I hope it's true about Marco Rubio. My friend's going to be Secretary of State. I hope that's all true. We've got to get his agenda done. We're going to be able to do some things through reconciliation, everything we can do. We need to maximize everything we can do to help Donald Trump get his agenda done. We had a great Tuesday. We can all be way more excited. But if we don't have the right leader in the Senate, then what's going to happen is all the things that Donald Trump wants to do is going to get bogged down, not going to happen. Nominees won't get done. So I am absolutely committed to do whatever it takes to get his nominees confirmed and get his agenda passed.
Let me talk. Why is this vote secret?
So he's saying all the right things except for him saying my friend Marco Rubio. But whatever. They're both Florida politicians, so I get it. Whatever. And he's right about that. I guess and I don't know the answer to this question, so I'm asking this question. Why is it only these three that are at the forefront? I don't understand why these are the only three. Why isn't someone like Rand Paul involved in this? Why not him? I just don't understand why these are the three names that are out there at the forefront of this.
Why is it not public?
It doesn't make sense to me. It's just, I have no idea. It's why are we rushing to have the vote in 1 week? Why?
Seniority, is that what it is? Is that what it is? And then Mitch McConnell did Mitch McConnell put these three out there too? Is that what it was? So longer term members. Okay.
Why do we wait so all the new senators get more knowledgeable about the job? No, it's McConnell rushing these things.
I don't think it was the Elon Musk poll, Laughing Man, but I know he put that poll out there. And obviously that sent it to a whole new frenzy. And of course, Elon Musk has officially endorsed Rick Scott. So that's obviously put a lot of, and I'll be honest, like I think that Elon and Trump are on the same page on everything that they're doing right now. And so there is definitely some strategy involved with what Elon is doing on Twitter and putting information out there, and then that's signaling things to MAGA people. So it does seem like Trump does want Rick Scott, even though he has not officially weighed in on this. It seems like Trump wants him as the Senate Majority Leader.
So it's just the way it's been, and people put up with it. But guess what? I'm not putting up with it. I ran against McConnell 2 years ago. We're going to win because I've talked to my colleagues. They want change. They want to be treated like real senators. They want to have an agenda. They want to get something accomplished. They want to go when we go home on a Friday. They want to say, "I busted my butt and something good happened in the Donald Trump agenda."
Let me ask you this: the magic number would be 27. Do you believe you have 27 votes? And now, if if you don't get to the magic number, then one candidate who has the least amount of votes will drop out. Then it would be a two-person race. Do you believe you have 27 votes?
I think I will get 27 votes. A lot of people have just not said where they are right now. A lot of my colleagues have said they haven't said where they're from, where they are. We're going to have a nice discussion Mike Lee puts together tomorrow night. I'm hoping to convince those that are unconvinced.
I mean, ultimately, if he gets in there and does the job, then that's really all I care about. I'm sure he's had a really tough discussions with President Trump's team. I don't know if he's talked to President Trump directly, but he's probably had some really tough conversations with President Trump's team. But that doesn't change the fact that just because he's the sexy name out there for a lot of people, that doesn't mean that I'm just going to just jump on, the bandwagon, because I just don't. I don't. I'm not really. He just seems he does. If you look at some of the stuff he did when he was in Florida, just doesn't seem like a MAGA type of guy. But he's falling in line like, Marco Rubio, for instance. Marco Rubio, he's pretending to be a MAGA guy. Marco Rubio is not a MAGA guy. He just isn't. Could he have changed? I mean, I guess everybody can change. But Marco Rubio's not a MAGA guy. He's just not. But you never know. I'm sitting here, on the internet talking, running my mouth. Donald Trump's having internal discussions with these people, and he does know that personnel was his biggest problem. He absolutely knows that. He knows that he can't really, that has to be something he has to be aware of. That's why Pompeo and Nikki Haley were out. So I guess we will see. What is this right here? So a lot of people are calling for this guy to be press secretary. All right. Let's watch this sizzle reel really quick. Here we go. They want him as press secretary.
Democrats who say, oh, in private meetings, I've seen Joe Biden do cartwheels and handstands while doing trigonometry while solving all the nation's problems. We now know that every single person who said that has been lying to the American people.
Yes.
One day Donald Trump couldn't hold a glass of water, and we had like every medical person coming out of the woodwork. Should we have the 25th Amendment? Joe Biden could barely walk up the stairs.
I would argue no proof that tech companies colluded to do this. This is nonsense. And
What happened to Charlie Sheen? What the fuck happened to Charlie Sheen?
And I would argue no proof that tech companies colluded to do this. This is nonsense, and he knows it. No, I'm sorry.
There was a
Scott,
major
on you
institutional effort.
No, there
to
was
suppress
absolutely
that.
dozens
Was
and
the
dozens
New York
of
Post
them.
thrown off Twitter?
They were, and then they. Scott, let me try again.
Just thrown off Twitter.
Scott,
let's let
Scott,
Kara finish, 'cause
literally
she's
don't know
actually
what you're
done-
talking
I mean,
about,
she's
so
done
it's
the work.
really hard to deal with you.
You want to
It's-
insult me? Go ahead.
No.
If you called Kentucky Fried Chicken and said, I'd like to interview Colonel Sanders. Now, his face is on the bucket. He doesn't make the chicken anymore. In fact, he's not even alive anymore. This is what the Democrats are asking people to do. Vote for the face on the bucket. He was fine and he's strong and then he's fine today. Nobody believes that. And I just think at some point, then why isn't he running?
It's organic. The entire Kamala Harris campaign has been organic. And so now we're...
What? Organic. This is the literal most manufactured presidential campaign ever. She didn't even run. Well, quite a few people will vote for Harris, so I think we should all open up a head examination. Doctor's office. We'll have plenty of people to...
In all those
look at it.
categories.
A lot of men think Democrats care more about dudes who want to become women than dudes who just want to be dudes.
Well,
It's pretty apparent the disdain with which they hold half of the country in.
That's not true. That's crazy, Scott.
I'm sorry. I'm just reading the journalism. I'm pro-journalist here. I'm reading the journalism about Hunter Biden running the ship here. She's like a true double threat. She's terrible on her feet when she gets unexpected questions, and simultaneously, she can't even answer the expected questions. You give me too much credit. I wish I had some billionaire friends. What's a mistake you've made? Nothing. What's a weakness you have? Nothing. What's the first law you want to pass? Nothing. What's a policy difference between you and Joe Biden? Nothing. Over and over and over. Empty, empty, empty. If she were an animal, she'd be a...
Axelrod could not even, Axelrod's like, he's so right. Look at Axelrod. He's so right.
Policy difference between you and Joe Biden. Nothing. Over and over and over. Empty, empty, empty. If she were an animal, she'd be a duck-billed platitude.
But look,
It's a total... In Walls himself, who gave the most disastrous response to a question about his own dishonesty about being in Tiananmen Square that I've ever heard. Effectively, what he has said is, sorry, guys, I'm too dumb to tell the truth. fabrications in his own resume. And his answer was essentially, me no understand words good. I mean, he's a buffoon.
Kamala Harris and Tim Walz believes is that it's none of your business what women do with their body. And so stay out of our doctor's offices and stay out of our bed.
Well, I guess I'll have to speak up for the babies. They're not here to speak for themselves.
Oh my God. Oh no, I have not seen that clip. Oh my goodness.
He's a buffoon.
Kamala Harris and Tim Walz believes is that it's none of your business what women do with their body. And so stay out of our doctor's offices and stay out of our bed.
Well, I guess I'll have to speak up for the babies. They're not here to speak for themselves. Lord have mercy.
Damn. Yeah, he's good. He's good. So, I mean, there's a lot of opportunity for press secretary for sure. There's been a lot of names that have been floated around. But I've been seeing a lot of people say that. What is this right here? What is this? What is this?
Bullshit. Bullshit. Do you understand? Bullshit. Bullshit. That's a lot of bullshit. Bullshit. Bullshit.
The dumbest son of a bitches in the world, all right?
This son of a bitch. Sleeping son of a bitch, I'll tell you. We'll get that son of a bitch out. Get that son of a bitch off the field. Son of a bitch. Hey, by the way, folks, if I ever use the F-bomb, I think I'd get the electric chair. Do you agree? Listen, you motherfuckers. Can you imagine if I used the F-bomb? It would be the electric chair, right? You're not going to raise that fucking price. And you can tell them to go themselves. That's when I realized he was a fucking idiot. Over the next 300 fucking years, I'm gonna bomb the shit out of him. I would bomb the shit out of him. Somebody ought to sue his ass off. All right, kiss my ass. Kiss my ass. Kiss my ass. Kiss my ass. Kiss Barack Obama's ass. You bet your ass up. They don't give a shit. 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 Everything woke turns to shit.
Oh man, that's our MAGA king right there. That is our MAGA king, the man himself. Holy crap. This is a great little moment right here. This is from let's see. Watch this right here.
Got it. Perfect. That's great. Why do we do a family shot? Elon, you have to have a picture with your boy. Yeah. We have to get Elon with his boy. Okay. Absolutely. That's gorgeous, perfect. Tristan's almost the job.
Had to get Elon in there.
That's a great
perfect. Whole family?
Family?
You got family?
Laura?
There.
Get in here, Elon. I know you guys probably saw it, but like the art of the surge, is that what it was called? People have been putting that over on YouTube. Let's see if I can find it. I think I had it in my liked videos. So someone uploaded that part where it was basically showing how Trump sends his tweets out, which is the greatest thing ever, by the way. Got that one. Where's it at? I thought I liked it. Maybe I was signed into a different account when I liked that one. I can't. That one. Yep, I can't find it right now, but let me see. Art of the Surge. Is that what it is? Art of the Surge. And that whole thing with like him and the way he sends out his tweets is just phenomenal. Maybe it's in my watch history. I'll find it. I've been watching way too much YouTube lately, so it may take me a minute to find it. I also saw, for my wrestling fans out there, there was Kevin Nash. I saw him having a pretty big meltdown over the whole Trump election because he has TDS and he's a Democrat. And he was really struggling with trying to understand it. He turned the comment section off on his YouTube video because he couldn't deal with it, because there were too many people, I guess, criticizing him. So here it is right here. Okay, so this right here is just like, is the video still up? Yeah, this is. Oh, that's what it is. It got blocked. This is why I couldn't find it. So, yeah, they blocked it on copyright grounds. The video had 3 million views in 2 days, but it got blocked over copyright. That sucks. So I don't know if I can find it now. But yeah, so Kevin Nash, OMG, thought he was dead. LOL. I know what you're talking about. The CM Punk comment right there. Let me pull up Kevin Nash. I haven't looked at the like and dislike ratio, but it's pretty funny. So did they turn? Excellent. Okay, so right here. So it's not ratioed on that, but they turned the comment section off because they were whining about Trump. And is this the one right here? This is the one. Yep. So what now? And so they were talking about the election, and he just couldn't process, like, how did this happen? How did this happen? I can't believe it. Yada, yada, yada. And it's like, you guys live in such a bubble. Eric, drop it in the Cobra Cast chat, whatever link you're talking about, and I'll look for it there. Is this what you're talking about here? So yeah, I'll get to that in just a minute. So yeah, Kevin Nash, former professional wrestler, used to be Big Daddy Cool Diesel. He was with the NWO, and he's been really, really triggered over the presidential election and Donald Trump. And famously, he's been whining about a lot of stuff. And so now here is the election, and it's here, and he just can't understand how this has happened. And it's so cringe to listen to his podcast. If you've ever listened to Kevin Nash's podcast, he's really bad on camera. And it's amazing to me because when I watched this guy from back in the day, I was such a fan of him when he was with the NWO. Hall and Nash, the NWO, the Outsiders, they were the coolest people ever. And you can go listen to it for yourself. Honestly, I wouldn't want to put my audience through listening to Kevin Nash on his podcast because he talks so slow. He's incoherent. He makes no sense. It's bad. Okay. Now with this, here we go. Donald Trump is about to pass Taylor Swift in Twitter followers as we speak right now. Oh, Swiftie Nation, you've been having a lot of tough times lately, and now Trump is about to surpass your queen in Twitter followers as well. There we go. T. Ricky says, please tell me Sting doesn't have TDS. Well, luckily, I don't know Sting's politics, and that's the best way that a wrestler should be, just not knowing their politics at all. Unfortunately, I do know CM Punk's politics, and I'm a fan of CM Punk, the wrestler, but Phil Brooks, the person, is an idiot. And so there's that. Also, let me see if I can find it. There's another TDS one I want you guys to see, if I can find it. And you want to talk about soy? Oh, boy, we're going to talk about soy. A lot of soy that we're about to talk about, if I can find it. Here it is. Okay. So this is Kind of Funny Games. Kind of Funny Games. And the title of Kind of Funny Games video here is Please Vote for Kamala Harris. Please vote for Kamala Harris, guys. Please vote for her. So right here, they get to this section here, and the section is called How Are People Voting for Trump? Now, they have been paid for. They were paid by the Harris campaign. This guy, Greg Miller, he's kind of the face of Kind of Funny Games. Absolute cuck.
Have we not all watched these Netflix cult documentaries? I feel like I watched 19 during COVID, and it's like, that's getting you away from everyone you love and be like, I'm the only one telling you the truth, is like cult part number one.
Yeah, I mean, this is the unfortunate aspect of Trump, is that it's just the cult of personality, right? It's just that people rally behind him, I think, just because they like the person that he allows them to be, which is a person who is not beholden to anyone else. He's a person who can break the law or can pretty much do whatever he wants to do and can't be told by, for all intents and purposes, a progressive or a person on the left. You can't tell them what to do. They don't want to be told what to do. And I think that is paramount for all of his followers. I don't think it has anything to do with policy. I don't think it has anything to do with politics. I think it's all just that raging battle that you see on Twitter every time you log on, and that's really all it is. Because I can't fathom that candidly on either side. I don't think it's and I think the left is guilty of it as well. Is that you just it becomes a team sport at a certain.
It is literally policy. Yes, Donald Trump is entertaining. Yes, Donald Trump is a phenomenal showman. Yes, he has legendary charisma and all of that. But at the end of the day, Donald Trump is all about making America great again. Donald Trump is about making the economy work. He's about lowering gas prices. He's about no tax on tips. He's about making sure that the border is secure. He's about making sure that we're not in endless wars. Yes, it is about policy, you fucking retards. Holy shit.
Point. And it becomes less about the minutia of what people stand for or what the politics are or what they might be doing with the Supreme Court or abortion rights or Israel-Palestine. It becomes, well, Trump's just the guy that will allow me to say whatever words I'm not allowed to say anymore and get away with whatever thing that I probably haven't even fucking done. But if I do something, you know what I mean? It just becomes that. It becomes a big FU to any sort of progressive society. And it's unfortunate to me because it really just sort of makes the importance of it very, very narrow. It really, I think it makes people's vision very, very narrow when it comes to like the consequences that we've already seen come from a first term presidency with Donald Trump, but the potential consequences of a second term could be crazy. And so, for anyone it's tough because people that are probably listening to this podcast, I'm sure that maybe there's some of them that are thinking about voting for Trump, but for the most part, we're probably preaching to the converted, for lack of a better term again, because I think a lot of people are probably Democrats or progressives that are listening to this. So it does suck that we're sort of, I don't know if we're able to get the message out to people of like, hey, just think a little bit through some of these things. Really listen to what this guy's saying. And look, if you
guys run a fucking video game YouTube channel and you're like, I hope we can get the message out before it's too late because we're so important. Oh my God. I hope we can get the word out before it's too late. You're not important. You're losers on YouTube, just like me, okay? You're a bunch of fucking losers. Nobody gives a fuck about you.
Or like, hey, I align 100% with this guy, then, there's not much I can say to you other than you might want to take a look at kind of what that means.
Sure, and I respect that. I think back in the 2020 podcast where I was pleased to vote for Joe Biden. To be clear, please vote for Kamala Harris. I think I agree with you. I doubt we have many people who are like, I'm a Trump supporter and I'm open to having my mind changed listening to this podcast. For me, it's more the people who are like, the two-party system's broken, or who cares about Kamala Harris, blah, blah, blah. The people who think sitting this one out is going to show the Democrats that they need real change or whatever. Like, I know that sucks. I wish that wasn't the case. I don't want to speak out of turn because I'm honestly not sure. For years, from when I registered at 18, and I think till now, but I'm not 1,000% sure, I was registered as independent. Because picking a party, I think, is such a dumb idea. Sadly, as we've gone, the Republican Party's just become fucking ghouls. So it's kind of like, well, fuck, you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna vote blue down the line now because I am. Anybody who would align themselves with Trump, anybody who would be proud to say they're a Republican, I just can't get down with. I don't understand how you do that.
John Drake over the weekend put out a tweet that I keep referring to in conversations I'm having with people because I feel like it like succinctly explains how I feel about it better than I've ever been able to, which is given the situation that we have of it, it is a two-party system and you can vote for other people, but it's not going to have an effect in any major way. It's like taking a bus to your destination versus an Uber. You're not allowed to take the Uber this time. You have to take the bus. So which bus gets you closer to where you're trying to get? And I feel like that really is like a very good way of like, it's not going to get you where you're going, but if one's going the wrong way, like that's
and that's politics in a nutshell, right? And
these guys do anything they can to justify this nonsense. So the reason I wanted to bring this up is because these guys made a point to build their entire brand around getting Kamala Harris elected. To my knowledge, and I will say, I will leave room that I could be wrong about this, but I have looked and I can't find anything, at least as of yesterday. I haven't done any research today, but as of yesterday, they have not commented on the election at all. No comment whatsoever. None. Because they're ashamed and embarrassed. And that to me is better than a freak out and a meltdown. That to me is better than them crying and whining about it, because it shows that they are so ashamed of themselves that they can't even comment on it now. That is glorious. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's a good point, Lisa. Or maybe the check just didn't clear. Maybe the check just didn't clear. You know what I mean? I'm thinking that might be it. There's one point where this guy right here, he's talking about Trump and his appearance on the Undertaker podcast. I think this is it. Let's see.
In Trump podcast, I watched that all the way through.
Here he goes, right here. This is so funny. This is so funny.
Yeah, but yes, watching that podcast, I watched it all the way through, and then the Joe Rogan Trump podcast, I watched that all the way through.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. I can't bring myself to listen to it.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to hear. You know what I mean? I wanted to hear what was being said, how it was being said, and like just what it would even be like. And I cannot believe how much. I mean, the wrestling one is very simple because I understand that world so much better. But to see Trump come in and like off the rip, just start talking about the WrestleMania he was part of, and it was the biggest WrestleMania. The most money WrestleMania.
Yeah.
It's like,
and you're like, no.
Same line.
Like,
legitimately, you know what I mean? It's like one of those things.
This is why Trump does it. It triggers these soy boys so much. It makes them so mad when he's like, it's the biggest WrestleMania. Some people say it's the biggest. Like, they can't stand it when he does that.
Where it's like, you know, and wrestling obviously is what it is. But they are able to come up with stats and numbers and this and that. I was like, I've never heard that about what was WrestleMania 24. Like, I don't even fucking remember.
Yeah, it was
but
in
like
the Mr. McMahon documentary.
but like my point is, it's like he's just saying this stuff, and it's like no one's fact checking it. Not that it really matters, but it all goes back to the same concept of everything has to be the biggest, everything has to be the most people, everything, and it does become the sports game and like this, like again, professional sports game, professional entertainment.
Yes, he is a young, vibrant man.
I just feel like a young man. I'm so young. I can't believe it. I'm the youngest person. I am a young, vibrant man. I look at Joe. I don't know about him. I don't know. Macho man, yeah.
I'm the youngest. But anyway, we're not going to continue down this path of soy boys and losers. But I did want to show you guys a little bit of that because, yeah, it is really funny that people like that just can't even own what has happened. And maybe it is because the checks dried up. Maybe it is. But look at here. We've got breaking news. President Trump is expected to attend UFC this weekend at Madison Square Garden in New York City. This will be his first public event since being elected. I'm sure the crowd will go even more wild this time. Let's fucking go. That's going to be huge. Oh, that's going to be crazy. I can't wait. So this will be his first public appearance as president-elect 47. And it's going to be an MSG. Yeah, security is probably going to be absolutely insane. I would imagine security will be out of control. Let me see. Also, you guys tagged me in this. So let me show you this really quickly. Where is it at? It's So I don't really know what to make of this one, but let me see. I didn't I retweet the tweet? Didn't I? Yes. Okay, here we go. So the reason I saw this right here. So AOC, and then Sergio says, AOC should go on D-Day Cobra, #1 super chatted podcast in the world. Hail the 199. So here is pregnant AOC or fat AOC, and fat AOC is asking some questions. So let's hear what she's got to say.
Which podcasts are you listening to? Which accounts are you subscribing to? I'm interested, like genuinely. Let me know which ones specifically, which accounts, which podcasts, etc.
I don't trust that she has genuine interest in podcasts. Okay. I don't think that she has genuine interest at all. But it does appear that she's pregnant, for sure. But I saw that and I'm like, why is she interested in MAGA podcasts? Now, the truth is she doesn't really have any power now, not with the Republican Senate and House and President Trump being president-elect. And man, the power that Trump has right now is, people have to understand, yes, in 2016, this House and the Senate and the presidency, they had all of that. Whole different ball game now. With Trump having the political experience that he has and the team that he has, and with Mitch McConnell now not going to be in power, Trump has a whole different ball game now, and it's going to be next freaking level. Tell her The View. Yeah. Tell her to check out The View. I'm sure that'll be good for her. But yeah, I did want to talk about that one really quickly because I thought that was funny. Now, I am seeing calls for where is Tulsi Gabbard going to be in the Trump administration, and I don't know. I don't know exactly what role he's going to play, but I guess time will tell, and we'll see. Also, this is breaking news, right? Or this is breaking a couple hours ago. Alex Jones has just announced that Infowars is shutting down this Wednesday ahead of court-ordered auction to pay Sandy Hook families. I don't know if President Trump can get involved in that situation, but you would think something would have to happen here, man. I mean, this is insane that this is happening. Now, the good thing is like, I don't know if this is a good thing, but I guess there's a positive spin to put on it. Is that Alex Jones is not Infowars. Infowars is Alex Jones, but Alex Jones is not Infowars. So even if Infowars shuts down, Alex Jones, the individual, the man, they can't stop him from being Alex Jones. So, it's just disgusting and sad. And this is the type of nonsense that, I don't know what level of power Trump has from that perspective. And I don't know if he would even get involved in something like that. And he is the president-elect right now, so he is not the president. He doesn't become the official president until January 20th, I think. So let me read some super chats. Thank you guys for being patient. I do appreciate it. Where are we at? Jared the American says, happy Veterans Day, Jeremy. Semper Fi. 199-45-47. Big MAGA Bulge says, I'm just here to watch Beardo make Jeremy blush. Beardo's not here. Lying Dogface Pony Soldier with the gifted membership. Thank you. Antonio Kennel says, late and gay. Landschneck Zach Ass says, Shad's live talking politics too. You should collab, LOL. Hail Shad. I'll be interested to hear what he's got to say. Jerry says, Fox News reported Rubio as Secretary of State. Is it official, though? Again, as Charlie Kirk says, unless it comes from Trump directly, don't believe any of it yet. That's fresh. 26 says, 3 people familiar with Trump thinking is not news. Marco being picked is just to get clicks. Okay, there we go. Yeah. I don't know if we have, so it's not official yet. Okay, chat. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. So not official yet. So we'll see. Beastie Man says, so to anyone that doubts Trump would be different than his first term, then shut the fuck up. He's a lot smarter now and knows what's up. Hail the 199. I agree. Dragon Warrior says, yo, Cobra Cast, get Krista some nuggies. Beardo and Jeremy are both wrong on the Batman debate. Correct answer is animated series and Arkham trilogy. Hail the chat. Hey, dude, both, you're not wrong on either one of those answers. McManager says, I am one with McNuggets. I am. Ben Ryder says, Chris Wallace will have as much success at podcasting as he did at CNN. He is so delusional. It's glorious. Very true. Emo Otaku says, a shout out to you and Beardo for telling me about Criticless. I joined Halloween Day and have written 33 reviews. I plan on writing more. Well, that is freaking awesome. I will give another shout out to Criticless really quick. If you guys have not, you can go over there right now. Mods will be dropping links and everything like that. But yeah, I'll keep telling you guys about that. But it's a great site. And I really want to get as many people over there. There's going to be 2 places that you're going to find the majority of the Geeks and Gamers community that we will tell people about, and it's Criticless, and there's no charge over there. You can go over there. You can join the Geeks and Gamers group. You can make reviews for movies, hopefully going to implement video games down the road, which would be great. And then, of course, locals. If you want to go support us over there, you can support us over there. You can also follow for free over there. So, yeah, good stuff indeed. So I'm glad you guys are enjoying that. It's a great site, and Blaine and his team do a really good job over there. So good stuff. Paging Dr. Ums says, are you aware of the secret meetings with McConnell trying to hold votes ahead of Trump's inauguration to preemptively give power to the deep state? I mean, I haven't heard that specifically. So, let's see. Well, I'll finally watch Transformers 1. I want to see it. I've heard good things about it. So, yeah, I do want to see it. Now that the election's behind us, I mean, it's still busy right now with all the political stuff, but I got to catch up on things. I got to catch up on the Penguin. I can't wait to catch up on that. Dan says, do you think the Dems are regretting stealing 2020 yet? They gave him 4 years to focus and plan. I love Donald J. Trump. You're gay. Are they? I don't know if they're that smart to think about how stupid they are, if that makes sense. I don't think that they're smart enough to realize that their stupidity has put them in this position. So I think some of them might be, but Big Dog for 20 says the exact reason they yanked Biden and installed Harris. With Biden, they can't hide behind race, gender, and would have to admit that they lost on issues. So they installed a black woman to hide behind that. That's not a bad take, actually, Big Dog. I actually agree. Zero the Hero says you should react to Kai Trump's election night vlog. It's very good. I watched it earlier. We'll see how the rest of the show goes. Ben Zero says, yes, 1989 Batman or Batmobile is the GOAT. Thank you. I know Donald J. Trump would choose it as his ride. Congrats from Oz on the result. Wish we had him. Yeah, I mean, the Batmobile 89, as much as I love the Tumblr and as much as I love the Dark Knight trilogy, 89 Batmobile is the king Batmobile. Shadow saying, oh yeah, I got that one. Guinea Pig with the fanny pack says, Jeremy, release a USA flag printed fanny pack. Utility belt. Already, you fig. Also release matching Stars and Stripes 45-47 tactical Crocs. We won bigly, IDOTs. Hail the 199 MAGA. Hell yes. Gene the Machine says, have you noticed that they went from January 6th to a convicted felon narrative? Yes, they have. That's their new narrative now. Yep. Love Dog says, great show tonight. Good night, all of you beautiful people. Love to all. Let's fucking go MAGA. Thank you, Love Dogs. Appreciate that. Z-Herb says, the fact that Kamala got over $1 billion in donations and is in debt is insane, and people wanted and wonder why, or they say, and people wanted her economics run in the U.S. True representation of the government and how they handle money. Yep, 100%. John Kinney says, Marco Rubio being Secretary of State might be taking it too far. We're taking this a little too far. We are taking this a little too far, baby. If we are taking this a little too far, I didn't know that you were adding lyrics to this after the comments. Kyle Phantom for 50. I just turned 30 on Saturday this weekend, November 9th. Halo 2 also turned 20 on the same day. And Trump winning was a great 30th birthday present for me. I hope and pray for Trump's safety. And going to the White House is worrisome. Well, happy birthday, first of all. Is the streamer drunk? NS. What kind of fucking retarded question is that? Who the fuck do you think you're talking about? This is D-Day Cobra, Jeremy Prime. I'm not the streamer. What kind of NPC question is that shit? Okay, hold on. I'll be back. Kyle Phantoms, we'll be back in just a minute, okay? Look at this automated bullshit, okay? Where's that shit out? Is the streamer, all right, right here. Is the streamer drunk? What are you, Team YouTube on Twitter? With your generic is the stream. Can you say Jeremy? Is the streamer drunk? Get the fuck out of here. Am I drunk? I've never had a sip of alcohol in my life, and I never will. I will never drink. I'm high on MAGA, baby. That's what it is. I'm drunk off of MAGA success. But yeah, no bullshit. I've never had a sip of alcohol in my entire life, and I never will. Never have, never will. Never drank, never smoked, never done drugs. Anyway, Kyle Phantom, thank you for the 50. I do appreciate it, and happy birthday. Halo 2 is goated for sure. The Halo 1, 2, and 3, and I liked Reach as well. I know a lot of people didn't like Reach. I thought Halo Reach was fantastic. But Halo 3, from the campaign perspective, was just incredible the first time I played it. But you ain't missing anything. Yeah, I have no desire to do anything, no alcohol or anything like that. Nothing that alters my state of mind. 99 Kresnik says Rubio is perfect for Secretary of State. Trump can't do anything with state anyway, so pull little Marco out of the Senate, then fire him a year later. Could we be dealing with some next level? I don't know. I mean, that is a good point. You pull Marco out of the Senate. DeSantis gets to appoint a new senator, correct? Do you drink energy drinks? Occasionally, but it's not really something I drink a lot of. Well, let me be fair about that. I don't drink like Monster Energy or any of those things. I used to drink like the Mountain Dew Kickstarts, but that's about it. And I don't drink coffee or anything like that either. Shadow Sand says, I'm glad Rooster Teeth shut down and they all had TDS. Yes, they did. Jonas J. Campbell, do super chats count as tips? Asking for a friend. You hope so, man. You hope so. Deadfly says, hey, Tim Cass, calm down. We know your head's getting big, but come on, man. I'm just talking shit. Come on, you guys know how I am. J. Jonas Campbell. Okay, fine. Chat's mad at me again. I got to drop more fucking memberships. Here, dropping more memberships. Chat's mad at me again. My sarcasm was too far. There we go. Sorry. My apologies, okay? There, more gifted memberships. Now you can't be mad at me anymore, okay? There we go. Okay, there. Streamer dropped 10 gifted memberships. Lot for 10 says, all the things we've seen from the first term Trump presidency. OMG, he called Kim Young. I don't know how you're saying it. Kim Jong-un fat. Is that what you really said? Did you really type that? They let you type that? I'm okay with it. Casey for 10 says, it's my birthday and I'm a vet. Why am I sending you money? Well, I just dropped gifted membership. So that was Casey. And for your service, that was Casey dropping 10 gifted memberships. Okay, there we go. All right. And thank you for your service. We appreciate it. Moss says, if Alex can be sued for lying, then the mainstream should be sued for lying about Kyle Rittenhouse and Joe Rogan, or lying about vaccines being 100% safe. I agree. I am not against rules. I'm against inconsistent rules. And that's what we've seen across the board is inconsistent rules. If you tell me that there's rules that we all have to follow, As long as I'm understanding of that, and you're not changing them on the fly, or if you're not holding one person accountable, but you're not holding another person accountable, that's all I care about. Did the Dolphins win? I was trying to keep up with it, but we've been yes. Fuck yeah. Finally. How'd my boy Tua play? Tua, 20 of 28, 207 yards, a touchdown and an interception. So it looks like he's been pretty on point since back. So hell yeah. Good job, my boy Tua. Let's go. All right. Dr. Caledon says, Jeremy Prime, drunk. How dare you insinuate this man has anything other than based and MAGA and gay? Wait a minute. I thought we had a compliment there, and you guys just threw me a curveball. It's like, oh, man, they're complimenting me. I'm doing something right around here. Captain Haruno, OG from the G&G website. Yo, Jeremy, been a while. Wanted to thank you, Geeks and Gamers and the Republican Party, for saving a former Trump hater. Hated him just shy of the 2020 election. Now, 4 years later, he has earned my first time vote. Look at there. Round of applause. Round of applause. That's awesome, man. I love hearing that. I love hearing that. So that is great. And it's good to see you, Captain Haruno. Back in the day, we did those member streams and all of that. So hail to you, brother. Good to see you back. That's awesome. Samuel for 20 says, I hope we run up the score a bit more in the House and figure out how to defang Mitch, the old windbag and a thorn in our side, and is proving himself to be a uniparty stooge. I think Trump has this worked out, but I agree with what you're saying. Mitch McConnell is clearly trying to create some problems for Trump and for the team, but I have faith that they will work all of it out. I have faith. Let's see. McManager says Kamala's campaign is 20 million in the hole, and the best suggestion I've heard is listen to her story and then talk about how we're part of the middle class, and then thank her and give her $750 check. Z-Herb says it's so cool. We can now question the integrity of an election again. I love to see it. These people are really good at keeping the same energy. 100%. F and Dave says there are 3 absolute truths in this world. Christ is king, Jeremy a homosexual, enjoys sitting on Beardo's lap and gently caressing his facial hair, and Trump won 3 elections. That's just weird, man. That's just weird. Let's see. How is Jeremy talking ish about Tim Pool not being upstaged? Your stream with Beardo and Dan freaking Bask. What do you mean? Who upstaged Tim Pool? Besides me. Even though he still gets like 1 billion more viewers than me. Deplorable says, can you cover what happened to Nick Fuentes? What happened to Nick Fuentes? I don't follow Nick Fuentes, so I don't know what's going on with him. I heard there was something about like he had a tweet go viral. He got doxxed or something like that. I have no idea. Frank Hughes says, don't forget, Jeremy, when Trump made fun of Biden for saying Vice President Trump, Biden's advice was listen to him. Cellular Dream says Oprah got some... Oh, no. Oh, man. Celluloid Dream. Celluloid Dream. No. No. Oh, no. Eric K. says Beyonce got 10 million. Sing something, Jeremy. Hell no. Is it Lynn Omega says justice for Joshua? He was right. Good job, Jeremy. Keep up the good work. Oh, Joshua from the what's that guy's name that I reacted to earlier? Not Mr. Grizzy, but John Rocha. John Rocha. Shadow Sands says Trump already apologized to Trash. Remember, that is true. Kildzer says Marco Rubio announced as Trump's Secretary of State. That's not official. That's only being reported by the New York Times, but that is not official at this point in time. By the way, I got to show you guys something really quickly, okay? I got to show you guys something. Let me see if I can find it really quickly. It's over here. Let's see here. what was the name? So I don't know if I'm right about this or not. Okay, so you remember I got that $20 super chat from a guy named Rensler, okay? And on my mentions, I saw this the other day. Okay, here we go. I think this is Rensler. Rensler might be watching. Rensler's entire fucking feed is about hatred of me. It's crazy, bro. This is next level shit. This is next level shit, okay? Look at this. Total sellout. Ryan, fuck Ryan Kennel. You're a fucking idiot. Retweeting me. Alienated. Fuck you. Fuck you, jackass. Total waste of stream led by the idiot of D-Day Cobra, founder of Geeks and Gamers, but nothing but geeks and grifters. Like just on and on and on and on. I'm the only person he responds to. Oh, there's somebody. He responded to that. All right. Clay Travis. Okay. Back. Go to hell, punk. Mad about Elon. Calling me a Nazi. Calling me a scumbag. I'm just scrolling his fucking timeline. Oh, there's Benny Johnson. You fucking idiot. There's me again. You're a fucking waste of life, Jeremy, and just a total dipshit. It just keeps going. He retweeted Kamala. Wow, Trump is going to fall apart throughout this interview. Moronic, brain-dead grifter. It's pretty crazy. Idiot. Moronic grifter. Pure garbage and trash. That's pretty amazing. So maybe he hates me? Or maybe he's a fan? I don't know. But it's pretty crazy, dude. 19J says, thank you to all the vets and active military. Absolutely. Absolutely. Golden Nugget says, my snake pit people can be arrogant people, but we still think you're gay. Let's see. Is it? I don't know how you say that. How do you say that? Election day was my birthday. I was in Japan with a shit-eating grin the entire day. I'm sure I scared some locals. Couldn't ask for a better gift. Absolutely. White ruling class, foolish pretending like Obama has been in charge for the last 4 years. 12 years a slave, more like 12 years a president. Well, that's the thing is, like, if you look at the Republicans, like, so Republicans have only been in power for since George W. Bush left office. Then you had 8 years of Obama. You had 4 years of Trump. Then you had 4 years of Biden. So in the last, 12, last 16 years, you've only had 4 years of power for the Republicans, but everything is Donald Trump's fault, apparently. Scully Bone says, dude, they're even going after James Rolfe now. Yep. Why, by the way? Angry Video Game Nerd. I completely missed that. Why are they mad at the Angry Video Game Nerd? I have no idea how he got tied into all of this. Maximus BT says, where my breeds at? Hope says, separating a child divided by -1, saving a child. Let's see. Angry Video Game Nerd, why? I don't know. I saw a lot of people talking about the Angry Video Game Nerd because he refused to review Ghostbusters 2016. Well, I know they were mad at him about that, but like there was something going on with like lately with like they were going after him on Twitter, and I don't know why. Craig Morning, I got that one. Your Barmy says they fear Musk more than life. That is true. They certainly do fear Musk more than life. Destiny's Fantastic Knox says Destiny's Meltdown is one to be seen. It's funny. Yeah, I saw him and Asmongold going at it. Let's see. Southeastern Kaiju says Mark Cuban equals Justin Hammer to Elon as Tony Stark. Kecklord says in the near future, we will have crypto cards to use like credit cards. Remember that. Maximus BT with the 99 cent. Tenublet says the Crucible is coming for you, not one step back. So who is Crucible? I don't really know who that is. I'm not familiar with Crucible. Gay Carpenter says buy some golden Crocs. Jeremy's Eyebrow says when you and Ryan doing the next hot tub stream. Yeah, I can guarantee you no hot tub streams with me and Ryan. I can guarantee that. Andrew Wilson. Oh, is that who it is? Andrew Wilson? Okay. I mean, I know the name. I'm not overly familiar with it. Kecklord says JD Vance could be the leader of the Senate. It's happened before. I saw Charlie Kirk talking about that. Rob Vincent says he would have ended up on the Clinton kill list. Bernie is a coward. He is a coward. Hope says I'm sick of people calling these is it troglodytes anything other than evil. What is it going to take? Calling them stupid gives them plausible deniability. El Samuel says Trump might be the one to pardon Hunter. Patrick Bet David discussed it with Eric. Trump search PBD Trump pardon Biden. Professor Scott Steiner. Most important thing is Trump has the House and the Senate. The Democrats can't derail his agenda. Hail the snake pit and to all the liberal tears. Absolutely. SBZ says every time I see Joy Reid, I remember Ryan Kinnell's comment about her head. The Fixer says it's Mad Cow. Rachel Mad Cow. You sound gay. Brady Crippen says a late great radio host used to have a joke. What's the name of that one dude? Rachel Maddow. Topher says the blue wall got blue balled. Grand Potato Z Tier says let's see, that thing is your left ball given life. Professor Scott Steiner says imagine that, Democrats being loose with money and going into debt with other people's money. Yep. MC Martin says Trump winning the last election proves independent media podcasts are just as important, if not more important, than the mainstream. That's a good point, actually, and it's true. Everything is changing. Independent media is well, you got to look at this. It's the different, like Trump is the difference, but independent media certainly has had a ton to do with this, a ton. And that's the reality of it. And over the next 4 years, it's only going to get even bigger for the independent media scene, and it's going to get worse for the mainstream media, and they all know that. They all know that. Lion of the Corpse for 199, thank you. Let's see. Cash just got appointed to CIA. Was that official? I saw that there was a report about that too. It's hard to find out if things are actually true or not unless it's directly confirmed from Trump. And that's where a lot of the reaction is going. Fuck you. I looked to see if I was muted. Damn it, they got me again. You got me again. Like, I know you're fucking with me. Like, I know you are. But I still have to look to confirm. I'm like, did I bump it? Like, I can't not look. And then you have new people that are here and they're like, I can hear him fine. What is the chat talking about? Confusing all of these new people. And they're like, what is the chat saying? I can hear him fine. Why is the whole chat? Like, it's crazy. What a retarded, awesome community and amazing group of people we have. Retarded streamer, retarded community. That's why we're all retarded together. Granola Grin says Alex Jones is invited. Alex Jones invited into every White House press briefing. Marshall Travis says, I think Rubio has been promised state if he can help Scott become leader. Westfield says, my worry is that Trump is pulling from House, Senate. Dems always win special elections. We can't be this stupid to jeopardize our slim majority. Why? Eric K says, look at my link. Art of the Surge. Darn it. Eric K's mad. Well, if they're pulling people down for, I'm not going to play it if they're pulling YouTube videos down for copyright, because that video did have 3 million views and it didn't have any commentary on it, but I'm going to be careful with that one. I'm not going to play that one right now. Fantastic Knox says Kevin Nash looks like Ron Perlman. Crypto Crackhead with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you. Minnie Galen says, these guys are all 7 times vaxxed, by the way. Nick Brown says, the leftists always project what they truly are. They worship at the altar of the woke and disassociate with people who don't agree with them. Cult behavior. Yep. Did you change your name from Hope to, or from Slain Hope to Hope? Greg Miller is the Kamala Harris of games journalist. That is true. Crypto Crackhead says drinking bull milk is not good for these guys. NPC Hero says this just looks like a group of betas that will say anything to get laid. Yep. Kevin Nash politely crapped on the Undertaker for endorsing him. Really? Fuck him. Your mic gives you a lisp. I'm not on the iPhone. It did on the iPhone. Piano Dean says, Jeremy, did you ever see the Ultimate Warrior video calling out Kevin Nash? It's a good one. Not too long. Yeah, but it's been a while since I saw it. Nullface says, to that kind of funny podcast host, leftist pussy is just not worth being that much of a cuckover. Sergio Garcia says, OMG, mom, I made it. #1 pod in the world. I made it. Hey, I retweeted you, man. It was pretty. I thought it was funny when you said that. Mitchell Field says, she's not pregnant. She's depression eating since Trump won. LOL. Jupiter Knight says, I wonder who AOC's baby daddy is. It's not that cuck dude that she's with. That's for sure. Philip Butler says, AOC will be the first female president. Yeah, no. Josh says, Tulsi for Secretary of State. Granola Grin says, congratulations to Alex Stein, Primetime 99, and AOC on their first MAGA baby. That's right. It's Alex Stein. That's right. How did I forget this? J-Rock says, Jeremy, been a while. Trump victory. We are so back. Breets forever. What's up, brother? Good to see you here, man. Shadow Sand says, is the streamer a homosexual? Granola Grin says, Jeremy Prime is drunk on that Cobra Venom. Z-Herb says, maybe a hot take, but purely on aesthetics. I love the Batmobile and BVS the most. It feels like a good mix of Batman 89 and the Tumbler. I do like that one. I do like it. Mitchell Field says, AOC isn't pregnant. Oh, I got that one. She just thought, oh no, AOC isn't pregnant. She just thought it was No Neck November. Jupiter Knight says, Cackle's trying to force Biden to resign. DEI hire. India, let's see, Braden says, the streamer, a hobosexual, is drunk and harassing the chat while complaining about Altar Boy Rubio and Titanfall 3 and a great movie, Snake Eyes. Jared McBride says, it's so funny that Kamala Harris had celebrities endorse her and still lost. I can't stop laughing. Kalito's Corner says, been behind Trump since day one. Trump 2024. Go 199. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Locke says, yes, I called him Kim Fat Un intentionally. How dare you? Daniel for 20 says, a little late, but after 19, I was able to vote. I've never been more proud to vote for Trump. Let's get this country back and make it great again. All hail the 199. Thank you for the $20. Thank you so much. Casey says, happy birthday to the Marines Semper Fi. Let's go. Thank you, Casey. And again, thank you for your service. Let me get Rumble really quick because I am behind on all. Let's see. So Lagarticus is how I say it. First, my name is pronounced Lagarticus. It rhymes with Spartacus. Second, I can only hope that Rubio thing is a deal of some sort. IG elites get a major cabinet position in exchange for leverage. Let's hope so. And you also became a monthly supporter. Thank you. I appreciate that. And let's see. So I now know how to say your name. Vault 95 says, Chris Wallace wants to challenge the holder of the championship belt. Do you, as a low quality YouTuber, think you can outperform Chris Wallace on Playboard? I think I got that one covered. Let's see. Storm Fry says, what are your thoughts on those in government saying they won't cooperate with Trump or quit? I think they underestimate Trump's ability to put pressure and get what he wants. He's not playing around. Yes, Donald Trump's ability to apply pressure is second to none. No one has that ability. Not only that, I'm speaking from a perspective of Trump before Elon. Whatever Trump wants, Elon's going to co-sign it. And I'll rephrase that. Whatever Trump wants, he's already had discussions with Elon about it. So him and Elon are going to be on the same page. So if Trump wants something, then he's going to talk to Elon about it. Elon's going to go out there and he's going to put a signal boost on it. And then if Trump needs to, then Trump will come in and retweet what Elon says. He'll get whatever he wants. All right. So you can have these clowns that are going to cry and whine and make all these claims, but they're not going in. They're not getting anything on Trump. Nothing. Our Burger says, my PA Senator Casey still won't concede. Botard says, hail chat. Jeremy, I agree with Rubio. He's a douche bag. I'm not going to say what you said. 1964, Carrie says, best birthday present ever was Donald Trump being elected. Go Navy. Happy Veterans Day. Hell yes. That's awesome. V6 Neon says, a little reminder, just 2 more days before Infowars is auctioned off to the highest bidder. True Mr. Gentleman says, South Korea's president advisors told him to brush up on his golf to prepare for golf negotiations. What insane timeline did God move us into? It's literally like the air has changed completely. Mod Eric says, the crazy lefties came over to my house Sunday to complain about Trump and say how great Kamala is, and also no longer talking to some family that voted for Trump. Let me see. Danky, animate the Ripper clip. That's right, Danky. You've been summoned. All right. You got to animate the Ripper clip. Anthony for 50 says we need to get Labor out of power and the Greens because we could kiss Australia goodbye in the next election. We need voting and we need to make Australia great again. Aussie, oi, oi, oi. That's a chance and Trump save. Hey, man, thank you, Anthony. I appreciate it, brother. You're always keeping us up to speed on everything going on in Australia. We appreciate it. Yeah, Danky, you gotta animate the $500 Ripper clip. I'm gonna grift off Ripper. Ripper's already a fucking millionaire. Let me grift off that man a little bit. You know what I mean? I'm okay with that. Dr. Kaladin says Rando Lib went to Nick's house and pepper sprayed them. CD Stein, Jeremy, did you see the Sigma frat at the University of Missouri showcase their support for Trump's presidential victory by dancing in YMC? I did see that. It was awesome. Noble Spitfire says, no drinking or smoking ever. Stop it, you fig. My respect for you keeps growing exponentially. Also, Bureau Fat. Yeah, I wouldn't say respect me, and I appreciate it, obviously. I wouldn't say respect me for the no drinking. It's just it doesn't make me like any. I'm just a dude, but I never was the type of person that bought into peer pressure growing up. And the more people wanted me to drink because it was just so, I don't know, it was the cool thing to do. The more I was like, I don't fucking want to do that. Like, why is it so important for you why is it so important to you that I should drink or smoke or do these things? And then, of course, as I got older, then I realized like nothing. I'm sure you can have fun when you do it. I'm sure you can go out and casually drink and have fun with your buddies, but ultimately the negatives far outweigh the positives. And I don't like not having control of my emotions or control of my decisions. And I had a lot of friends that would tell me like how they regretted the night. Well, I regretted I drank too much. I don't remember. And I'm like, that's a weird fucking situation to be in for me, man. I don't ever want to be in a situation I can't control or be able to make decisions mentally or physically. It's just not for me, man. So Mitchell Field says that AOC isn't pregnant. She's just eating too many of Kamala's McFibs. Shadow Sand says Rinsler wants that Jeremy PP. McManager says, did Hassan Piker meltdown? Love to see it. A little bit from what I saw. I tend to not pay attention to him. 99 Kresnik says, see the Agenda 47 vids, Trump's actual agenda. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are reacting to those videos, and a lot of them are getting a ton of traction now, and a lot of people think that they're new. I actually saw one that I had never seen, and I was like, oh wow, but a lot of them were suppressed for a lot of people. A lot of people did not see those. It's crazy the reactions to them. Kecklord says Dan Bongino for head of Secret Service. Jupiter Knight says Brandon Herrera for ATF director, MAGA. Barbecue Pit says Andrew Wilson is known for debating feminists and beta cucks. He's goated to. Hail Geeks and Gamers. 199 for the win. Ninjas for Trump. Raiden Roach says Jim Cornette has crazy TDS. I haven't heard. Has he had a freaked out over the election? I imagine Jim Cornette has melted down. He has insane TDS. Wandering Warrior says MAGA base must demand no rhinos and neocons. They are the deep state swamp creatures everywhere. Ryan says I had Kevin Nash in an event I put on. He's a miserable human being. Would never have him back. That sounds about right. He really is a miserable human being. The Bob that God made says Elon and Ron Paul might actually shut down the government money printer forever. In the Fed doesn't sound like a pipe dream anymore. It's true. Predator Silver says, been wondering what the October surprise was. Trump's McDonald's visit or Joe Rogan interview or Biden calling us garbage. I don't know if there's a definitive one, but like, I think the Trump McDonald's visit and the garbage calling by Biden might be the two biggest needle turners. The Rogan thing is big. But the McDonald's thing was bigger for Trump. And then Biden calling them garbage. Yeah, I mean, it's all, they're all equally important for sure. Burb Shit says, Alex will lead a one-man campaign for his favorite big booty Latina to be POTUS. Braden says the streamer homosexual is muted and has been. J. Rod Jared says, how is Callie still counting a week later? Pathetic. It is pathetic. Let's see. Can you not say did I miss that? What is this? Montezuma? Is that how you say that? Casey says Jeremy doesn't care about Marines because he can't say Montezuma. Is that it? I'm not a Marine. I mean, I am pretty, I'm a Modern Warfare 2 veteran. So, you did it. I am trained to, if I'm not familiar with a word, I'll just skip the word in the super chat instead of making myself look like a retard. You know, that's essentially what I do. So if I'm reading all these super chats, and if I run into a word and I'm like, instead of just wasting time trying to sound it out, I'll just kind of skip over it if I can still make my point. So the doctor's office says, what's up? I think I pissed off Kamala voter today. All I said was it's bad when I have to show ID for a money order, but not to vote. Nice. Doom guy with a membership. Thank you. Anthony Buck says Trump is the #1 gangsta. Gangsta's Paradise and Many Men should be his theme songs. Instead, he uses the gay YMCA. Gotta love him. The YMCA thing just works for Trump, though. It really does. It works, and it's fantastic. Over on Locals, look at that. Look at that. All these super chats on Locals. We got let me find it. From Just G, a $10 super chat. And look at this. Look at this from Just G right here. Look at that. That's pretty much our chat. Fig Mage, you're muted. Holy crap. That's awesome. Just G, this is why the local chat is so fun, because of the memes that can be dropped over there live during the stream. All of that. It's freaking great. Just G says, hell yeah. Hail Rensler. Fuck gamers and games. Just G says, hey, fucker, catch up on the Penguin on Locals. Stream while you catch up. Double dip. We got to bullshit for a few minutes offline. Same with the movie watches. Just stream it over here. Whoever shows up, shows up. It'll grow with time. That's a good point, actually. Is that Ryan with blackface, forehead chick? John B80's music says, Rocha is blasting everywhere like a death blossom in Last Starfighter. And then Justy says, Grizzy needs to take his ass to Criticlist. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Look at there. Hail the 199 Drinky Crow for 500. 500 based memes. That's right. So there we go. That was earlier in the stream. FYI, super chatters, another PSA. You have 500 characters on local per super chat, regardless of donation. Beardo gonna die. And then PS for locals for super chats and YouTube watching, chatting. If you don't like locals, Rumble, you have no excuse. The interface for locals is better than Rumble, and your account works over here. Do better, Rumble. What do you call them? Rumble arenas? Convert, hail the 199. I think that the locals app is 10 times better than Rumble. 10 times better. And I like Rumble. I'm not hating on Rumble. I saw they got a bunch of updates coming out, but the locals app is 10 times better than Rumble's, in my opinion. Van becomes a new member. Thank you. Fentanyl Floyd says liberalism is a mental disorder. Zeke the Wise says, hail Jeremy, you fig. The Trump train is roaring. Mike says, Alina Habba, Laura Luma, or Alex Jones for press secretary. I mean, Alex Jones would be entertaining, but if I could look at Alina Habba like every day, I think I'm going with Alina Habba. Okay. So Alex Jones would be entertaining, but I would rather look at Alina Habba every day as press secretary. Ludacris, welcome or becomes a new member. Thank you. JD says, had some coworkers talking about Kamala 2028. I said, if you think the Democrats will ever let this woman run again, you're crazy. Yeah, she's horrible. Fenrir Fire becomes a member, measures 18 months. Slick Rick says, it's not hard. Trump learned from the first term to keep those he trusts the most close and listen to those who showed him their support. CG87343 says, if Rubio became Secretary of State, would DeSantis be able to appoint someone to fill his seat in special election? Remember when Sessions left? Yeah, I think that's what would happen. Maito, new member, thank you. Shadow Knight says, so the Democratic Party are sociopaths, like we didn't know that already. Biker Angelo, Kamala, goodbye. Make Sonic great again with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you. Brockatron says, this new administration seems like a stacked team right now. I like how Trump broke his previous record. And the sugar baby could barely break 70 when Biden got 81. Scotty says, hail the 199, hail the snake pit, hail Jeremy, a homosexual man, hail the fellowship, hail President Trump, and all the IDOTs. 4547. Just a dude on the phone says, dude, Transformers 1 is really good. Watch it, ya fig. Joe C says, play Adam Krigler short he did on Tom Homan. Fucking badass. Also, my brother's a contractor. Him and his team got emails to return to Iraq. And then loses, where do you think Tulsi, RFK, and Vivek will end up in administration? This win has me so happy for the U.S. and my kids' future. Keep doing God's work. Well, I think we already know where RFK is going to end up. Tulsi, I think that there's a chance she could be Secretary of State. I got to sneeze really quick. Ooh, I caught it in time. But I think there's a chance that Tulsi could be Secretary of State. And Vivek, I'm not sure what they're going to do with Vivek, but I think that there's going to be a place for him. I don't know, maybe Attorney General or something like that. Mick Hammer is $1. Thank you. Let's see. Rob says, hail Cobra Cast and 199. Jeremy, I looked through that Rensler guy. He seemed annoyed. Are you sure you didn't sleep with his sister in the past? Maybe I did, but he is very mad at me. He's very, very mad at me. And I'm okay with that. He's very upset, though. Johnny the Whisket says, Carrie Lake didn't win the Senate. My friend told me he wasn't a fan of her, except her policies. Do you think she's not connecting with people well? Is she lacking a bit of charisma, or is it rigged again? I think that there's a combination. I think that they smell blood in the water with a candidate like Carrie Lake, where I don't think she's connecting with voters. So they see an opportunity to rig it against her because she's not connecting with people. But I do think that there's some shenanigans going on. 1,000%. 1,000%. Eric says, did you see the head of NATO saying Trump will surrender to Ukraine to Russia? First, Trump is not the president of Ukraine. Second, Ukraine is not in NATO. How can Trump surrender a country he's not head of? And then Vault 95 says, received a notification from locals today that said your D-Day Cobra channel was deleted. Was that you or everything being consolidated under Geeks and Gamers? Yeah, everything's being consolidated under Geeks and Gamers is why. So we had made an announcement over there. It just needs to run through Geeks and Gamers to make it simple. And we did that because I didn't want to have people paying 2 times to support us on 2 different areas. Everything running through Geeks and Gamers. Cobra Cast will be through there along with the Geeks and Gamers stuff. And I just don't want to overcomplicate it for the audience. That's really all it comes down to. And Laughing Man's been yelling at me about it. So it's clip time. Laughing Man with a $500 super chat says nothing.
Should I do it?
Do not come.
Come on, baby. Come on.
I'm going to do it.
Do not come.
I'm going to come.
Beautiful white paint. It's coming down at 10,000 miles an hour. It's coming down at levels of speed that nobody ever even conceived of. Where it's rough, but it's coming and now it's turned around. It turns around and it's coming and it's going to, I said, oh, because you see at that bottom, this section right here, that sucker's, oh.
To call Biden a criminal. Why is that?
He is a criminal. He's a criminal. He got caught, read his laptop, and you know who's a criminal? You're a criminal for not reporting it. You are a criminal for not reporting it. Let me tell you something. Joe Biden is a criminal, and he's been a criminal for a long time, and you're a criminal in the media for not reporting it. Good luck, everybody. Have a good...
And everybody's favorite clip.
Damn!
So many questions. How did this happen?
Damn!
How did this happen? What led to that point in the day? I don't understand it. I don't understand it.
We're gonna get you, assholes. Just know that. Ah! Fuck them! Fuck them! Sick of their shit. I don't fucking care anymore.
On Friday, I was about to go get dinner for my kids when Donald Trump Jr. attacked me in his speech at CPAC. Something about me looking like a gender-neutral potato head.
Never apologize for standing up for an LGBTQ2 plus kids' rights.
Oh, man. What else we got? I don't know if Laughing Man wants any more. Let's see. We got this one. And we listened, President Biden. We listened.
Because we cannot cannot win this re-election. Excuse me. We can only re-elect Donald Trump.
Hey, we appreciate it. We listened to you, Joe. We listened, okay?
No, get those lights off. Off. Turn them off. They're too bright. Turn them off. Let's go. Ready? Turn off the lights. Turn off the lights. Turn off the lights.
I need to find the longer version of that because there's a longer version of that turn off the lights. Let me see if I can find it. Turn off the lights, Trump. Let's see if we can find that. Here we go. This is the better version. I need to download this one and put it in there. Here we go.
And as much as you want to put them in our jails, they were probably sent here so that we put them in our jails. Because to put them in our jails, they didn't pay the electric bill. To put them, oh, I like that much better. Oh. Oh, that's so much better. Those lights were brutal. They come from the dishonest press? Where? Oh, don't turn them on. Forget it. Better, right? Don't turn them on. Don't turn the lights on. Plus, we save on electricity, right? And because the lights didn't work, I won't pay the rent. So we get better lighting and we don't pay the rent, right? Right? No, get those lights off. Off. Turn them off. They're too bright. Turn them off. Turn them off. Let's go. Ready? Turn off the lights. Turn off the lights. Turn off the lights. Turn them off. So much nice. No, that's the way we have to negotiate for our country.
Such a great clip, man. Holy crap. Dude is just, there's nobody like him. Nobody like him. But all right. So we have reached the end of the stream. Grant Potato says, my only criticism of Transformers 1 is Chris Hemsworth is Prime. He lacks the commanding presence of Peter Cullen. Yeah, I am looking forward to seeing it. Tinsote says, it's insane that almost the entire Texas border, generations-long Democratic area, flipped red and San Antonio was close. Viva Trump. Hey, man, it is. Oh, you know what? Forget that. We got one more video to watch. We have one more video to watch. Because I think this is a really good one. I'm surprised I didn't. Hang on. I got to find it. I got it in my history. Let's see where we're at. It's a Joe Scarborough video where Joe Scarborough is like, he's having to admit the reality of the situation, and it's so funny. I got to find it, though. I saw it earlier when I was scrolling through, and I'm like, oh, we have to watch that one. I got that one. It's in my history somewhere. I love watching these people that have spread all of these lies for all of this time just have to accept that they were wrong, and they have to accept it in such a public way. Because look, man, it's one thing if you're whatever, we're all wrong about things from time to time. It happens. It's not the end of the world. It's whatever. But when you see, like, I got to find it now. I can't find it. It's not showing up in my history. Liked videos, maybe? Yep, here it is. Right here. Okay. So the title of it is that this is the biggest red wave since Reagan. Good old Joe Scarborough. Willie Will! What's up, Willie Will? 20 gifted memberships. What's up, brother? Good to see you here, Willie Will. And right here, this is a great video.
This was a movement like nobody's ever seen before. And frankly, this was, I believe, the greatest political movement of all time. There's never been anything like this in this country and maybe beyond. And now it's going to reach a new level of importance because we're going to help our country heal. We're going to help our country heal. We have a country that needs help, and it needs help very badly. We're going to fix our borders. We're going to fix everything about our country. And we made history for a reason tonight, and the reason is going to be just that. We overcame obstacles that nobody thought possible, and it is now clear that we've achieved the most incredible political thing. Look what happened. Is this crazy? But it's a political victory that our country has never seen before, nothing like this. I want to thank the American people for the extraordinary honor of being elected your 47th president and your 45th president. It's time to put the divisions of the past 4 years behind us. It's time to unite. And we're going to try. We're going to try. We have to try. And it's going to happen. Success will bring us together. I've seen that. I've seen that. I saw that in the first term when we became more and more successful. people started coming together. Success is going to bring us together, and we are going to start by all putting America first. We have to put our country first for at least a period of time. We have to fix it, because together we can truly make America great again for all Americans. So I want to just tell you what a great honor this is. I want to thank you. I will not let you down. America's future will be bigger, better, bolder, richer, safer, and stronger than it has ever been before. God bless you, and God bless America. Thank you very much.
This morning, Donald Trump has secured a second presidential term. Moments ago,
God, I love how mad this makes them. I love it. Before that, though, I forgot to ask you guys to do this earlier. I have a favor to ask, okay? You don't have to, okay? You don't have to. But if you don't mind, this account right here is impersonating Krista. It's at Kika Nova. It's been messaging people, acting like it's Krista. Can you guys please report this as impersonation? So this account right here is actually messaging people, trying to pretend that it's Krista. So if we could do a mass report of this thing to get it gone. It's just messaging people, pretending to be her. I've seen screenshots. People have told me about it. So again, you want a meme, that's fine. But when you're actually like impersonating someone, that's fucked up. So, so burn in hell, whoever's doing this. You know, there you go. So it is what it is. Anyway, just wanted to mention that because I was supposed to mention that earlier and I forgot all about it. All right, back to the clown show, MSNBC.
NBC News projected he won the state of Wisconsin, giving him the electoral votes needed for victory. He's also leading the popular vote as well. It is the third battleground state he flipped after winning Georgia and Pennsylvania. The races in Arizona, Michigan, and Nevada are still too close to call. Vice President Kamala Harris has not yet made a statement about the race. The crowd at her Howard University watch party was asked to go home shortly before 1 a.m. Cedric Richmond, who is a co-chair of the Harris-Walz campaign, told attendees the vice president would not speak until later today. A lot to go through, a lot of questions this morning. Joe, we'll start with your take.
Well, I mean, so much to go through, so many questions. I came onto the set and Willie said, hey, by the way, because we were talking about the historic nature of this sweep.
Yeah.
And Willie said, do you know, he only lost Illinois by 4 points.
4 points in
New Jersey by 5. I mean, you talk about
This is Morning Joe coping hard by the fact that you have been misleading and lying to Americans for the last 9 years. And you know that. And you know that there are clips of you out there celebrating Donald Trump, having him on your show, talking about how much you love Donald Trump and how much he makes you laugh and how funny he is. And this is them like having to deal with the reality of it.
We had talked about a red wave 2 years ago that never materialized. This is I've got to say, this is the biggest red wave I've seen since Ronald Reagan's 49 state victory in 1984. It seems every Republican across the country improved.
Donald Trump is on track to sweep the 7 battleground states. We still have 3 outstanding. We'll see how those go.
This was 5 days ago, by the way.
He did better almost everywhere. In every county where the hope from the Harris campaign was that she would make up ground on Joe Biden's suburbs, Donald Trump actually did better. We'll break down some of these numbers, but the gender gap was not nearly as wide as the Harris campaign needed to be. And Latino men came out in force for Donald Trump.
Boy, what a huge difference that made. And, you know, that was really just part of the stunning outcome. I mean, America, first of all, is far more to the right than any time in our lifetimes, even going back to the Reagan years. And Donald Trump won in dominating fashion. But he did that along with other Republican candidates in the Senate races and the House races. They're likely to dominate all branches of government for the next several years. And Donald Trump not only broke out through that sort of hard ceiling of 47, 48%. Think about this. He became only the second Republican to win a majority of the popular vote since 1988. In 36 years. And he did so after a week of polls, most notably Ann Seltzer's revered Des Moines Register poll showed Harris making remarkable inroads among the type of voters who would swing the margin for Harris in the blue wall state.
Joe, no, not one single person believed that was a real poll. Nobody. Not one single person. That was meant to distract Republicans, to try to get them to stop focusing on Pennsylvania and make them run to Iowa. That's all that was. That's all that was.
It's the opposite actually ended up being true. Donald Trump won in a rout across Big Ten country, taking Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin without a serious fight. And now with expectations rising in the Harris camp in the final days of the campaign in a historic ground game, when you look at the depth of it and the reach of it, this race still ended up being over before it began. And Jonathan Lemire, I mean, it is, again, the scope and scale of this victory is sweeping. And we can focus, by the way, we can focus on Donald Trump if we would like. But this goes so far beyond Donald Trump. Make no mistake, his victory, again, historic. But you look at Republicans across the nation. You look at how handily they're winning states. As Willie said, you look at Illinois, a 4-point margin. Illinois.
It's a rejection of people like you, Joe Scarborough. It's a rejection of the mainstream media. It's a rejection of leftist lunatics, identity politics. It's a rejection of all of it. That's what it is. It is a nationwide rejection, and in a lot of the ways it's a worldwide rejection because people around the world are sick and tired of this shit too. There's no one type of demographic that is sick and tired of this. Everyone is sick and tired of it. Everyone is rejecting it. Everyone. That's the point of all of this. So we're not going to continue listening to them whine and cry, but I did want to break that part down because the cope from Joe Scarborough, like, this is a guy who has said the worst things imaginable about Donald Trump, the worst things imaginable. And now all of a sudden, now that he's won in a record way, now you're just treating it like it's, oh man, this is an amazing news story. No, you called this guy literally the worst things possible. You've incited people to hate him and think the worst of him. You have sent people to the loony bin over all of this with your reporting. And now it's just another news story. It's just a record-breaking news story all of a sudden. Fuck the media. That simple. Okay, so back to over here. Let's see where we're at. We got Willie Will with those 20 gifted memberships. Thank you, Willie Will. Michael, member message. Thank you. Pedro says, Rubio, Secretary of State. Again, it hasn't been confirmed, at least as of right now. I still haven't seen any confirmation of it, but that's being reported. But until Trump actually confirms it, or someone in the Trump administration, then it's just a report. That's all. So, what is this? Oh, yeah, I got that one. That one. What is this? What is this? Hang on. What is this? Hang on.
It's Rubio. That's what it. It's Rubio. That's what it.
Holy crap, dude. Trump just cracks me up, man. 2016 Trump was next freaking level, bro. He was next level. He was out of control. And Was it that one? All right, I think we're good. Okay, so thank you guys so much for all the support. Whether you are watching on YouTube, Locals, Rumble, Kick, Twitter, you're appreciated. There's no right way to watch Cobra Cast. I try to stream to as many platforms as I can to make sure that people can watch where they want. I see Harley Dave over there on Locals. What's up, Harley Dave? That's right. I see you over there right now. I did want to show this before we end, but just so you guys see it right here. So if you go over to Criticalist, and if you go join the Geeks and Gamers discussion group, so I just saw this right here. Hail the 199, been listening to D-Day Cobra and Geeks and Gamers since 2017. After The Last Jedi came out, I also discovered Nerdrotic, Critical Drinker, Star Wars Theory, Den of Nerds, and all who have great commentary and insight. I'm a nerd at heart, and I want balance restored to all my favorite franchises. So it's kind of an open group discussion right there. So it's really cool. You can post memes in there, whatever, and feel free to tag me. I'll see it. And I appreciate you guys being over there. It's good stuff indeed. Lean back, have a snack, take a nap. For 50, there's a certain Brazilian gay metal singer who I don't want to talk about those guys. Like, I don't want to talk about gay Brazilian metal singers, okay? So did a cover of Nissim Dorma, the opera song Trump would feature at his rallies. Same song from Sum of All Fears. A new Cobra Cast intro outro could feature it. The lyrics fit Trump's story perfectly. Funny enough, me and Dan are talking about an intro. We actually had that conversation yesterday, so we're working on it. I don't have a timeline on that, but we're working on it. By the way, I am getting reports that people are getting their tracking numbers for the FlexFit hats. Can anybody else confirm that they've gotten it? I've heard a couple of people confirm that they have. So has anyone else gotten shipping confirmation, routing information for your FlexFit hats? Anyone else? Because I do apologize that that's taken so long. All right, Eric K got a tracking number. Sweet. So that's another. So that's multiple people now that have gotten tracking numbers. So it looks like you're going to get those. So are the backpacks coming back? Didn't really plan on that, but my FlexFit hat had just seen the label created. Let's see. All right. So it looks like people are getting those. So got a number. Okay, Cerberus. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, guys. 3.5, almost a 4-hour Cobra Cast. Not too bad. I told you it was going to be a long one, and we've had a great crowd here tonight. We had over, 5,000 people here. So that was awesome. Good stuff indeed. So thank you guys for the support. We really do appreciate it. I am going to end on YouTube, but we are going to close out with Sabaton on Locals and Rumble and Kick and Twitter. So if you guys want to migrate over to any one of those platforms, we will play the Sabaton outro. And other than that, let's see. I didn't get one. I also didn't buy one. Is that my issue? That might be the issue right there. And the reason I don't play Sabaton over here is the copyright stuff. Just compiling all these copyrights just is not going to be good for the channel. So that's why. But thank you guys so much. I'm going to go to the ending screen for just a minute. I'll end on YouTube, and then we'll be back with some Sabaton here in just a minute. So thank you. Hail to the 199. Hail to the Snake Pit. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Geeks Gamers Daily tomorrow. Tuesday night's main event tomorrow. Will there be a Cobra Cast? I guess you'll have to wait and see. I'm not sure. We'll see how the news goes. But with all the news happening, there's probably going to be, I'm not guaranteeing a Cobra Cast, but probably will be one. But thank you guys so much. Have a great day. We'll talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone.